But I'm just I didn't want to fetch all the books because there'd be too many. There'd be too many, you know.
Has Lee got his phone with him?
Yeah. Well, you never know. Is actually in the kitchen at minute, or is upstairs?
Yeah, but when he comes in, we'll pimp questions up that come on the screen. But then Lee might see one that we've not penned, so he could, that's what I'm meaning.
And then you're going to come and watch for questions, right? Yeah, because you need to look out for any questions.
I mean, we'll try and pin them.
Good evening, Amy, Leah, Amelia, and Nigel.
Hello, hello, hello.
I hope you are all well this evening.
Ooh, get me blanket round me.
Hello, Cheryl. Oh, look at me. I'm remembering everybody's name.
Mama Cass, Angela, Stuart, Penny. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're in for a good night tonight.
Notification.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, you can't. I need to tell you something first. I've got to tell you that I found my brush cleaner. I have to tell you, and it was totally my fault.
Was it your fault?
So it worked.
Oh, yeah.
Where was it, Claire?
It was in the drawer that I put it in that I originally looked and didn't look far enough, apparently.
Well, you got blamed for it as well.
Oh, dear. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming in and joining us tonight.
Yes, thank you very much.
We do know that Scotty. We do know that
I know you're going to be in background, Scotty.
On the telly later on, but you can always watch back. And tonight's a free zone of talking just about the conversation that we put on the title. So Karen, DP. So yes, so tonight,
Karen, didn't get a notification.
Oh, bless. Telling you, it's not working for some and working for others.
Hey, Vanessa, baby
so shall I read the entrance into the old ways first? What Grandma has in her.
Yes, right. What it is, Claire is going to talk to us. We're hoping Wild Bill's going to join us along the way. I've sent him link answer, but obviously it's different time for Wild Bill in America, so hopefully he'll come on during that. But Claire is going to start with talking about the darker side.
Well, actually, I am, but I'm going to do the entrance into the old ways first.
Oh, look at this. Go on, we're ready.
Entrance into the old ways begins with a pricking of a finger with the thorn of a rose, which produces a drop of blood. This opens the way into the thorned path, a system which uses 5 rose thorns to symbolise the 5 arts of witchcraft one should master. These arts are herbalist, fortune, spirit, and mystique, and magician. We should master all these aspects. Take the gathered thorns and begin your path. And that's how I started.
Is that how you started when you were born?
I were about 5, I think, 5, 6-ish.
Right. Can you just type in the title and we'll just pop that up a minute?
I can't even remember a quote.
Go on, Claire.
Because before then, it was more or less shown to me as a game.
Right.
Do you get what I mean? I suppose everybody's different, but to me, it was shown as a game anyway, until a certain point, obviously.
Yeah. So when people said, then like yourself, when you're born into it, from being born up to 5, then you treated that is a game.
It's a game.
Until you're old enough to, I don't know, maybe start realising things are slightly different. Or
yes, but I do think even at that age, I think it's slightly young, but that's my opinion, you know. I never really forced anything on my kids. I just let them sort of choose their own path. Now, I'm not saying it was forced on me, but I do think it would have been better to wait till I was older, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't take back things that you see, can you? You know, like, so it's really important to make sure that age is right.
Yeah. Mama Cass has also put, I was 5 to 6 when my nan taught me tarots and palm reading. So Karen's put, has anyone got TV on? I can hear it. Yeah, I had TV on.
No, it was.
It were us. It were us.
Oh.
So Amy's put, I'll let you do that. It's hurting me back stretching. Oh, you follow the thorn blood path. Is that correct?
No, right. No, this is the thing that I was saying. That's the path that was given to me. But I chose a different path as I got older. I chose to be an eclectic. I just chose to be my own person, my own kind of witch. But that path was chosen for me, which at a young age, which I don't know, it didn't sit right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So go on then, Claire. I'll let you start explaining, but keep looking at your screen because John will pop questions up on screen. So when you get a breath in between.
Where do people want me to start though? Because it's such a vast subject.
From the beginning.
Yeah, but with what? With what though? That's
the dark side. How was you brought into it when you was younger?
Just like that, basically. Just like that.
I know that it was the darker side of magic too.
Okay, well.
I know there's certain things you won't want to discuss.
Yeah, certain things we're not discussing.
That's not a problem.
And that's okay. But
no, do you know what? It's time. Because I need to know if anybody else has been there.
Right.
There is a sacrifice for every witch if you are a real witch.
How do you know you had these feelings? Are you?
Well, this is the thing. I don't do it because it's all I know.
Yeah.
It's it's so hard to explain.
It's like if you were brought up in Christianity, that's all you'd know.
You know.
Engage. Yeah. It's like a religion. It is a religion in itself.
It's a belief.
It's a belief, not a religion. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't really answer that. How did I know? I never really knew. I just know it's a way of life. It just was. Yeah, it's never been any different for me.
But it's something anybody can do if that's their interest, isn't it? I'm not about the dark side of witchcraft. I'm about being a witch in general.
Yeah, of course. And we've all got powers in us, you know. We just have to, it's just about unlocking them. But anyway. The darker side is quite. It's a lot of blood. There's a lot of bloodshed. Don't get me wrong. I still do sort of shed blood, but
oh, sorry.
There's different types, Mama Cass. So you'll have been shown the light way. There was a dark way there was an opposite as well, my lovely.
And every witch has to make sacrifices if you're going to go into that side, because yes, they will work with lower level energies. Lower level energies exist. You can bring them in by lowering your vibrations. You can bring them in by opening lower portals. Yes, I do actual things witches do, but that I'm not bad. Yeah, it is. Blood magic, it is very strong. But I've always been taught that way, to use my blood as a sacrifice for even others. You know, when others want something?
Yeah.
My blood will be used as a sacrifice for that, so they get what they want. But if you are born into a blood witch path, you will make one of the most heinous sacrifices you could ever make in your life. Not that I know, no. I know druids can be like that, but not the way I know it. I know anybody can be dark, no matter where you come from, what religion, anybody can be dark. You'll make a really big sacrifice. That's when you'll know that you are a blood, because you have to make that sacrifice. And anybody who's been there, they'll understand that this sacrifice has to, and you don't even know about it. It's just done. It's just done. There's nothing you can do about it. But I would say the Ouija board was the first time I sort of knew anything bad. Don't get me wrong. I do play with Ouija boards. I'm quite naughty, but the way that it was done when I was younger used to cause harm to others. Things would be called up, and then like the words, certain words she would say, and the next day that person would suffer.
Yeah.
And to see them suffer, that's why I couldn't stand. I couldn't do it. It just weren't me. Now, I told John and Lindsay about this. So I think I was 14 at the time, and my nan went to do a ritual. This woman had come to her because her husband were a drunk, basically, and he was quite abusive, etc., etc. And she wanted him gone. She just wanted him gone. And my nan went and lit all the candles, started a ritual in Latin, and I saw her pull the soul from this man. And I kid you not, I saw the soul leave this man's body as she pulled it out. The woman freaked out, and I mean freaked out. And my nan had to stop and put the soul back. And it weren't long after they both died. And they were never the same after she put the soul back anyway.
Yeah.
So would she take a life? Yes, she would take a life. If she was requested to do that, she would. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they can ask me anything.
But instead of interrupting with questions coming up, what I'm going to do, Claire, is let you say so much, and then say if anybody's got any questions, then we can start bringing questions on. Otherwise, it's just going to be one big interruption. You'll be saying, and then a question's going to come up, and it's just going to. Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of myths surrounding witchcraft, vampires, werewolves, whatever you want to say they are, and people will say, well, I know fairies exist, but they don't. Well, do you know what? Do you know? Do you know that they don't exist here? How do you know? Because I can tell you that they do. They're not like you think that they are, but they exist. In darker witchcraft, you will get vampires join them, and they are the ones that basically all they live off is blood. So blood's part of their daily life. It's in everything that they do, and it's all they have.
Yeah.
It's quite. How do I say this? It's very sexual. Their life's very. Yeah, it's very sexual. It's very. That's and I don't mean like the dead people and they come back to life and suck your blood with fangs. It don't work like that. They are people that will bloodlet for other people to drink their blood.
I would say because there's also energy vampires as well, isn't there?
That's different, yeah. They feed off your energy. They do. Them aren't they more ethereal though than they are like physical?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're quite mean. I had to deal with one of them actually. My friend dabbled in witchcraft, and she did something, and she can't to this day she can't remember what she did, and it was something to do with the Ouija, and she was getting completely drained, and she was getting right negative, and there were just like this mass negative energy around her, and she pulled up a blooming energy sucking vampire without realizing, and it were affecting her whole family in the end. It was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad that she had to go and find some religion and get some help. It was horrendous. Yeah, it was bad. Now, that's the vampire side of things, and there is sort of a selection as well. I don't know if anybody knows, but like you've got to work your way up. You're not like at the top straight away.
Yeah.
You've got to work your way up, and if anybody's heard of the if anybody's heard, that's right. That's very right, Karen. Some of them are very much them. I agree. They will diff your light out within a second if you let them in. The devil's oil is real, and not many people. Yes, of course, a man can be a witch. Absolutely, 100%. Have you seen male witches? But no, the devil's oil there's a lot of speculation about the devil's oil, and people wondering, is that real or is it not? Oh, it's real. It's very real. There are people out there that will tell you they've seen it done. They've seen a demon take over a man's body to make him appear to look like an animal.
Is this what the devil's oil does?
The devil's oil gives them the power to change, and the devil's oil requires a newborn baby sacrifice every time.
Right.
They will eat the flesh, drink the blood, and pound the bones of a newborn baby.
Right.
It's horrendous, but it's real, and it still happens in some places, yeah?
Yeah.
But that's killed conversation.
Sorry, yeah, he did. He did.
I know. It's very deep. It's very deep.
It's very deep, but it's very important, to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything.
No.
Nope. But yeah, there's definitely male witches. Lots of male witches out there.
Yeah.
And people say, well, is a male witch a warlock? Or a wizard? No. Are you a wizard, Harry? No. You know?
Harry Potter.
There's definitely, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. There's definitely like male witches. You can be anything you want, really, I suppose. None of that really matters, whether you're male or female. If you're a witch, you're a witch.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm losing sound. Go on, talk, Claire.
Yeah, it's very satanic. Nighttime Wonders. It's very satanic, and I think that's where probably most witches get a bad name from, because it's very, very satanic. But if you actually look at the old ways, there were some that were like that. I just don't like it. I've never liked that side of things at all.
Do you have to be born a witch, or can you practice to be one?
You can practice to be one.
Yeah. And it's not all about negative either, is it? I mean, tonight we're discussing the darker side to witchcraft, but Claire will go on to the lighter side of witchcraft. But tonight's going to be the darker side, I think, tonight, isn't it, Claire?
It is. But even saying that, even though saying, oh, it's very satanic, that even though they did do the sacrifices that they do, the star was still the right way up. They did not invert the star. The pentagram wasn't inverted. No, it wasn't inverted like they do it now with satanic rituals and things. They invert it, don't they, to make it look like the goat. Even though I was learnt to believe that the goat symbol's not bad, I couldn't honestly say if it is or if it isn't. But I was learnt that it isn't. You know, the goat is just the goat, and it's kind of like Pan or.
That's what I'm going to say. It's Pan, isn't it, basically? Yeah,
Keronunus. It depends what you call him. You know, Keronunus, Pan. There's so many different names that can be used, but Pan is seen as the devil.
I'm going to say that's what a lot of Christianity, where Christianity supposedly come in, because of Pan being the horned God. That's where
they've demonized Pan basically by making him out to be the devil.
But Saint Christopher was a dog-headed man.
Well, yeah.
So
yes, absolutely. Nighttime spot on here, absolutely spot on, because you will find a lot happens in churches, Catholic mainly, actually.
Yeah.
I believe it's safe for anybody to practice witchcraft, but that's just my belief.
Yeah.
Everybody's very different on that theory.
But for me personally, I think if you were,
but you need to know what you're doing.
You do need to know.
Research.
Or learn off somebody that knows what they're doing.
Because again, it's intent. So if you've got negative emotions around you,
you'll bring negative through.
I believe that you bring negative through. So you have really got to be, even though you've got I've got mental health issues, but my head's in it. I know where I am. you know, I'm grounded. So yeah.
I'm just one big mental health issue, me.
No, you're not.
Good evening, Simon.
Evening, Simon. Evening, Andy, Terry. Welcome everybody joining. Both Vanessa, you're strong into it because
I presume this is what Lee was saying to, can you become a witch or do you have to be born into it? Like, it's both, isn't it, really?
Yeah, you can practice it. Anybody can practice it. Because it's been made available out there now for everybody, and it's not, you know, it's not deemed as bad or anything now. Yeah, you're spot on, nighttime wanderers. You're absolutely right. That's how it goes. But I decided not to choose that path for a reason, because I didn't like anybody suffering. It made me cry, you know.
Yeah.
You can email me.
Lee
I'm on Facebook, so yeah, it's fine. There's loads of ways. Just call to fairies or something. I don't know. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Oh, I do like it that you can laugh and joke about it, though, Claire, and you take everything in stride. I mean, like with questions. I know, and I've got to say this because I saw Vanessa's comment earlier, and I saw Amy's comment back. What people have got to realise tonight, everybody's want to ask the questions that aren't asked, and Claire's opened herself up for that tonight. So by people asking questions, please, nobody be offended by anything that anybody puts in the chat or asks, because it's not done in that intention. Because everybody's interested. So I don't want people not to ask things just because you think you're going to upset somebody.
Nah, lay it on me.
Exactly. Claire's not going to take offence. Please, nobody else take offence in chat, because nobody's meaning to take offence, but you've got to understand a lot of people aren't aware with the ins and out of the witchcraft side of things, and do you know what I mean? So just family friendly always. Exactly, Karen. So right, back to you, Claire.
No, I understand that, nighttime wanderers. I understand that's the sort of social name that they're given anyway, aren't they? They're given that name, a cult. So I completely understand that. I really do. So it doesn't affect my normal life because I'm used to it, because it's always been there, Nigel. So if it's always been there, no, it doesn't really affect my normal life. But does it drain me? Yes, sometimes after I've done certain things, I'm drained. Yeah. Definitely need to go to bed for like a full day.
Yes.
You know, I were only in bed a full day yesterday, you know.
Yeah. That's how much energies took it out, though, from investigation, because the energies were high. So go on then, Claire. Continue with.
I forgot to come up with the point of the fact that Saint Christopher was a dog-headed man, you know. Just saying.
Who was?
Saint Christopher.
So do you know, like in belief system then, because you've got Saint Christopher, you've got like Saint Patrick's Day, you've got all these others. How does that come in to? Because some people you talk to, especially if like they are on the pagan side, the pagans don't believe in the Christianity. They don't believe in the saints. They don't believe, because that's part of who they are, because they go back to the pagan roots. But obviously, like you said, you were brought up. You was introduced slightly differently, because you've got the witch side, but you've also got like you said, the old Christianity ways.
Yes.
So how does that work?
Right. Well, basically, you are taught in this way. I guess it's a mixture of both when you look at it from I mean, for example, and I wrote it down because it were in my book from way, way back, and I don't know if anybody knows of him, but I'm going to ask anyway. His name was Lamblicus.
Right.
If anybody knows of because he's a Greek philosopher, right back to the Greek times, that actually put spirituality and all this stuff in a book. And like we learned about him, and not many people do, you know.
Yeah.
And even though he did rituals and spirituality, it was seen as a sort of witchcraft. And then there was like ancient Egypt. We got taught about all their inscribes that they had before books were written, before anything. It was very spiritual. It was about elements and power and how we can. And again, it was kind of seen as magic, even though it was called different. You know, it was called spirituality. It was called elementals. There were just different names for it all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, werewolves did attend, and like I said, they get to be werewolves by the devil's oil. It's horrendous, but yeah. So basically, how we learnt was there was Lilith and Lucifer. These were the first man and woman, and they got cast. There's so many questions. I'm trying to.
I know, this is what I'm saying. I'm going to leave that one up, and I'm not putting any more up.
Basically we learnt about them being as the first man and woman, how they were cast out, how God threatened the angels, threatened to kill all of Lilith's babies, and that's when we get sort of more religious into it, talking like Jesus. I was learnt to love Jesus. I love Jesus.
Right.
Because I was taught that Jesus weren't like that. He was a hippie and he had a coven. He were a witch. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
So I was learnt to love Jesus, and the story of Saint Christopher, the dog-headed man, came into play because we work with wolves quite a lot, and wolf energies, and that's when, you know, if somebody said something to me that was regarding the Bible, my nana would throw, well, Saint Christopher was a dog-headed man.
Yeah.
And that's where that comes from. So it's very strange how it was thrown in. It weren't given to me. It was thrown at me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you tell? To see or sense the spirit around them, I always felt like I do. I do know what you mean. And yeah, I can, but I have to be in their energy. So I can't from here because it's, you know, I'm not physically in your energy field. But you can, if you feel that you've got it in you, it'll just need awakening, and that's what we call it. You've just got to awaken it.
Yeah,
well, the first rule of spells, Vanessa, is to believe.
Yeah, and have good intent, lady. Oh.
Well, you know what, Saint, I understand where this is coming from. Not always. I was taught to, but like I said, I changed my ways a lot. So not always. Yeah, I've seen werewolves. I've got pictures of werewolves. Yeah. They actually protect witches. That's what they were designed for.
Yeah.
To protect witches in that side of things. So yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, I know that they exist, and they're not very nice.
Yeah. So how long has dark witchcraft then been around, Claire?
Well, my belief, from what obviously I've been told, is the darker side of things came from Aleister Crowley.
Right.
Before that, I was led to believe it was more spirituality and healing. They would say that this person was spiritual or a healer, you know, or a wise woman.
They were made out to be dark by other people.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, but they weren't actually dark. No. There were no darkness that came into it until Aleister came.
Right.
And he meddled with the dark, and then there was a war going off between Covens, and the dark came to light.
I'm going to read that because you've sent that, haven't you, to John?
Yeah, I just found it hard to read because there is writing.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give it a go. So come on then, Claire. So in
12 cats,
in your upbringing then, what other things did you witness yourself? That your grandma...
Animal sacrifice. I saw a steak get slit straight down the middle and skinned. Yeah, I've seen some pretty bad things.
Yeah. And
chickens were used a lot, though. Chickens were used a lot. But the thing with the chickens when it were used a lot is sometimes, and this is what people don't show you, like when they're doing things, is that sometimes, like 4 chickens would get used in one ritual because they need to draw the pentagram with the chicken's blood.
Right.
And there's not enough blood.
Not blood enough.
No.
Chickens used a lot in voodoo as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So how did chickens come into voodoos? Can you?
Well,
or is that
with voodoo? We can go into that another time because it's like I've got books on voodoo and hoodoo. Voodoo and hoodoo. But yeah, but that's it. It's a little bit different and for different reasons.
Yeah.
The way that they do things is slightly different to the way that it's done in witchcraft, I think, anyway, from what I've learned.
Yes. Vanessa, are voodoos real? Yeah.
Yes.
I've actually held a voodoo doll in my hand all the way from, was it New Orleans, Claire?
I've got a voodoo doll. But the voodoo people are generally African, Caribbean, sort of that side. The real like ones, you know, the ones that yeah, they are. And I don't intend on going to Africa.
No. Same with
Santeria.
Yeah.
Santeria. Yeah. Yeah, it is. But New Orleans, though, New Orleans has got. Yes, I worship nature. That was the path that I chose, Nigel. I worship Mother Nature. I worship the trees, the birds, the bees, the land. But my nan didn't, you see. She worshipped demons and stuff. And I've got all the names of every demon that she called up.
Yeah, Claire definitely does worship nature, because when we've been out investigation, we'll be halfway through and Claire will wander off and you'll just say, "Oh, that's a nice tree," and she's gone.
And even though, and you know what, not many people know this, but even though I do smoke, and it's a disgusting habit, never do it. Even though I do, I never ever throw my tab ends on the earth, ever. They go in my pocket. I dip them out and I put them in my pocket. So yeah, I worship nature. I chose that path, Nigel. My grandma worshipped demons, and like I say, I do have all the names of the demons. Yeah. I'm not going to give them no one though.
No, because that's a different thing, isn't it? So with the dark arts. So I keep saying dark arts. With the dark side then of the witchcraft, is this where Ouija board sort of like come into play, Claire, or was this nothing to do with anything? Just to clarify for people.
Ouija boards they've always been around in different ways, I believe. But you see, this is again, you're asking me something where I've got a different belief to it, and I'll explain why.
Yeah.
I believe, they used to do table tipping years.
Yes, they were, Steve.
Yeah, they were, Steve, yeah. So anyway, so do you remember the table tipping that they used to do?
Yeah.
Well, basically, the table tipping to me is the same as the Ouija board. Like the spirit box is the same as it's Ouija board. It's all communication with spirits. So no, it didn't really come into practice with dark magic because I believe it was the table tipping and it's always been used.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a new one now. There's New Orleans. New Orleans are quite big on the voodoo and the hoodoo. More hoodoo, I think, actually.
Yeah. I'm hoping Wild Bill does manage to join us because, again, Wild Bill's an ordained minister. I'm not sure what he's ordained in, but I know he's an ordained minister. I know that he is a demonologist. Yeah, he's a lot of things, he's so many things. He's Wild Bill.
He's like you, Claire.
He's like you. He's
paperwork.
Yeah. Well, he's got paperwork for everything. He's got he proper learns his stuff. Do you know what I mean?
But you see, that's the thing, isn't it? I think it's like, what's table tipping? It's basically where a group of people sit around a table and they all place the fingertips on the table and they contact spirits. And the spirits will come and tip the table and move the table around while they're touching it. And to me, that's still contacting spirits, so it's still just like a Ouija board. Yep. But that's just my belief. That's how I always
No, it is. I agree with you.
Either way.
Apart from it, I ain't got letters on it. That's the only difference. Because I mean, you're still touching it like you would planchette, and it's no different to a Ouija board whatsoever.
Not really, no. Because you can say, well, move it left for no, right for yes, or bang it twice for this or that, whatever. So it's still the same.
Yeah. So right. So go on then, Claire. I'll let you continue.
Have I missed any more questions? Because I know that quite a lot shot up, and then
yeah, but we probably missed it.
We'll go back anyway, or they'll re-put them up. So I'll let you continue with your story.
I'm sorry if I have, guys, because
I've got to pull that one up.
Yes, I do, Nigel. Sorry, but yeah.
We won't be joining in that part.
There's no point in lying. I'm not gonna lie to you. Leo will tell you that yes, I do.
Yeah.
Videos on request.
I won't be doing it because there's bits on me that wobble that shouldn't wobble.
There is on everybody. There is on everybody when they get older. I don't care what you tell me. But yeah, no, I actually do. Yeah, all my spells work. I've never had a complaint yet. I always say that just in case.
We've got one more question coming in from the Saint, and then we're going to get back onto your story, Claire.
Saint, I can see what it says. Do you know what, Saint? Some witches will do that. Some witches will do that. They will take your hair, nail clippings, any type of DNA they can get hold of. They'll take it from you. I do not. I will not. I just won't. I just won't do it.
Yeah. Right. So Vanessa, we will come back to you because I know you're asking for a spell. And if you message Claire and talk to Claire, you and Claire can sort it out and everything else, because it's best to be done.
No, Vanessa, I do not charge. I do not believe that. I believe if you've got a gift, you should do it for free.
Yeah. And Lee's got his own private collection. Are you dancing naked in the moon?
But it's true though. Witches do dance. They do dance.
They do. Yeah.
Like real witches do. Like I've been in woods me naked.
Claire.
If anybody saw me, they'd have an heart attack. Do you know what I mean? They'd be like, "Oh, I'm phony bloody loony then." You don't know what to talk.
But you know, I mean, I'm laughing, but this is a serious thing. You know, I mean, I'm laughing, but I think
but I know why.
I think I'd be embarrassed for. I don't know. Do you know? For me to do so, just be But the thing is, this is actually a serious topic, and like Rebecca's put, that's amazing. But it's serious, and there is covens, there is people like yourself, Claire, that it's important to do this because it's part of being in with Mother Nature, and
you're free. You're so free. Like once you've done doing that, believe it or not, then you're just free. I can't explain it any other way. I can't.
I might go for a run round woods naked later.
Go for it, John. Go for it. I'm telling you, the freeness that you feel in that is unreal.
Well, the problem is we'll probably be on lockdown, and I'll end up getting arrested by army.
You know, I had a budgie, and my budgie got burnt alive. That was pretty awful.
Oh no!
And it were a right nice budgie. It used to sit on my shoulder. Won't fly away or anything. I mean, I've got a budgie now, but this were a blue budgie. But yeah, it literally got burnt alive in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could hear it
screaming. Yeah. I could hear it screaming. I couldn't save it. It were horrible.
Vanessa, have you got Vanessa on?
I've got Vanessa on Facebook. Yeah, on Messenger.
You've not got Facebook. If you...
I thought I got Vanessa.
Don't have Facebook, but have Instagram.
Oh, yeah, it's Instagram.
If you message Lindsay, Vanessa, on Instagram with your email, Lindsay will pass it on to Claire and then she can contact you.
Right. So go on then, Claire, back to your story and how it all started for you.
Well, which path? Because obviously when I was living with my nan, I didn't really have a choice. I was placed in situations I didn't want to be in. But at the same time, I was still, I suppose when you're young, you're curious, you know? Yeah. So even though I didn't like it, I was still curious to see. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I kind of started rebelling because I didn't want to sacrifice animals to bring up demons to cause somebody pain.
Yeah.
And I chose that different path. But at the same time, I was still intrigued by what she did. She would, like, people that had broken bones and stuff, and it just was so unreal. It weren't normal. Like, it's just not normal. Like, how does that happen? It's just not right. You know, like, it used to baffle my mind. It used to
Were these with things that your nanan, was your nan in a coven, or was she?
It was a family one.
A family one. So was it people then that offended them?
Yes,
or,
yes.
So
basically, if anybody crossed my nan, they would get together and they would use I'll tell you something. She'd be a friend first.
Yeah.
But she'd be what I call a frenemy.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, they are. I agree. Playing with fire, absolutely. Playing with fire, and I agree with that saint. I really do. But she would be that one that she would be so nice to you, and I mean, she would be lovely. She would be just to get what she needed. She would be, and she would be anything you wanted her to be, anything. And she were. Oh, it was so, but it's like bizarre. It's very bizarre because she were like two people, and she would like get into the lives, literally get into the lives and get to know the whole family. Do you know what I mean? And then she would take what she needed, and I guarantee you, once she got what she needed, that was it. They were all together, and they were causing that person harm either by voodoo dolls, which I don't do them.
Yeah.
I don't tend to. I've never really believed in the devil as such. So sorry, I haven't. I do agree with the saint though when they're calling things up that they think might be that. I think there's something completely. There's something else that's not right. That's not right.
Yeah. Because there's a difference, isn't there, Claire, between demons and people? Because the demonic side.
They were never human.
So
no, I've seen quite a few, and I'll be honest with you, they are more animalistic than they are human. They are very much more animalistic than they are human, and you usually find that their voices are very different to ours. I don't know if it's the vibrations. I don't know, but like they don't appear in front of you with glowing eyes and glowing flames and stuff. No, they are literally like. They're kind of like, oh God, do I have to get into that? Oh my God.
No, you don't have to. I just said you don't have to discuss anything.
You're being asked. We'll take that as a yes, Nigel. And we'll leave it at that. There is. We'll leave it at that.
Let's just say I have a lot of leather and PVC. I have ball gags. I have anti-cuffs. I've got the job lot. So yeah, let's just leave it at that.
I think with the sexual stuff as well, Claire actually is on her own. So she's not actually in any coven whatsoever. So
no, I'm not. But that's a fair point though, man.
Orgies, that's what
does. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
But Claire doesn't take part in them.
No.
Claire
personally, I'm a bit sick and sadistic, but you know, who cares?
We've all got that nature somewhere in us, Claire.
I'm just winding people up, honestly.
I know,
but I just find.
Claire wearing a coven, but she turned up on sex night with all this leather and PVC and ball gags. So you're like, no, you're out. She's like, oh
no. I think what Nigel's meaning for more foot sexual stuff is, I think he's meaning more of, you know, when you hear these.
They do. They do though.
When certain teams have gone like to places in Ireland, especially.
I've watched
and
it. Yeah, 50 Shades of Claire, bring it.
But like when they'll bring up that they've gone somewhere. I think it was somewhere like in Caves of Hell, and it was a really like a satanic worship thing.
No, the Hellfire Caves.
That's it.
Yeah.
And things like that took place way back in time, where it was like a big, massive.
No, it took place. Trust me. It took place.
No, I
it's
believe
real.
that. I believe it does take place, Claire. And I think even in this day and age, these covens still do exist.
Yeah, they do.
I don't believe, and again, like you said, I think some of them are nicey. Will wheedle the way until they've got what
that woman, Nan.
They come, yeah. But I do believe that in this, even now, there would be still covens out there that would do that. Do you know? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I once received a letter. It was something about 2 years ago, wasn't it? Like this letter from that. What do you call this then now? Oh, I forgot his name. Oh, yeah, Hellfire Caves. Oh, what was his name? He called himself a name, and and apparently it's a demon.
Right.
Anyway, this letter was saying Harry could smell me, and Harry was stalking me. It was pretty weird.
Oh.
It were really weird, and I can't remember what he gave himself a name.
Wow.
Swingers ain't got nothing on. So yeah, that's true.
Are we talking from experience here, Cheryl?
But yeah, it's
what are you doing?
I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying to get people's things up. So yeah, right, I'll let go on then, Claire. Let's get back.
Yeah, so she would use voodoo dolls, and she would like hurt them physically. These people, like, she could pull a finger, and their finger would break.
Yeah.
Have you any idea? Like, when you're younger, what that does to your mind? Like,
to see what you've seen,
it's unreal. It's to you, it's like I can't really be seeing what I'm seeing, but you are seeing what you're seeing.
So
if
like
she weren't
fascination in there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and if she weren't going to do the voodoo part of things, she would obviously take what she needed, and then she would put hexes on them and curses. Like, for example, one lady who said bad things about her, she actually went mental, like literally mental.
Yeah.
As in on all fours screaming. No, like
not a sound that you'd hear, a normal sound. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
No. And this is the kind of things that she would do, and she'd show me how to do these, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that to a fly, let alone a person.
Yeah.
And I really couldn't. But my grandma, she used to collect flies and snails, and she used to, and yeah, fair enough. I do know that in some spells you do need to crush snails and things like that. But I can't find myself doing that. I just can't do it. I can't even do that,
No.
But she did.
Yeah, no, it's I can't crush snail. I can't. No, just not.
No.
Good.
And you see, she'd just pick them up and go for it,
Yeah. So do you know with your nan then, Claire?
Oh, thank you, Joanne. That's lovely. Oh.
Obviously, this is deep rooted in your family. So it wasn't just your grandma, your nanan. It went further back than your nan. So
you want to know what my line is, don't you?
Well, not your. I don't want to know your line, but for your nanan to have been the way she was,
she learned it.
That's what I'm saying. So it was a passed on thing. The darker side to the witchcraft. That was what was relevant in your family's history.
Well, if you look at my family tree,
yeah,
I connect to the Pendle Hill witches.
Right.
That's
You've
what
got
I'll
connections
say.
there. Yes.
Yeah, I'll when I get my family tree out, I'll show you it.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting.
Yeah, it goes back to them.
Yeah.
And a few of them were mean, and some were not. So.
Yeah. So from age of 5, then, Claire.
I tried to be, Joanne.
From the age of 5 till. So when you were 5, then what changed?
Well, that's when. Do you remember when I well, I can't honestly say what changed for me because I was thrown into it, like I said. And I think I was too young, if I'm honest with you. I really do. But, you know, it is what it is. But do you remember when I said to you, I remember being in bed round about, 5 or 6, and this thing came to me, like a reptilian type thing.
Yeah.
That was after my initiation, that.
Right.
And I touched it, and it were right. I'll never forget feel of it. It were right prickly and like bumpy. Do you know what I mean? And it was like I was stroking it like a pet. I think, yeah, we're like laid in bed stroking it like a pet. And I remember saying, you're probably going to hate me for this, but I remember saying, yes, master. So I don't know if that was because it came after that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that were anything to do with that. It could have been, but when you're at that age, can you really understand that? You can't, can you really,
No, not at that age you wouldn't. And
I don't think so.
Come to you like that and you reply by the yes master back, then that's got to...
talking to me then.
That's got to be a very prominent thing.
But it didn't scare me at the time. Do you know that?
Yeah. But
at the time,
yeah, I don't think it would though, because of what you'd been.
I didn't know any different.
Being taught, yeah.
I didn't know any different though at that age, so it didn't. It's only when I got older and I remember it so vividly, and I really do remember the feel of it and everything.
Hi, Maureen.
I just.
Hi, Maureen.
Yeah.
Nah, it scares me.
Now, yes.
Is it true you see something through? No.
So when people pick the planchette up and say that they can see things through the planchette eye, as you call it,
never have.
Does that come from
Hollywood.
Because it's similar to hagstones because you're looking through something? Is that where you think that they get that?
I do believe, but the thing is whenever we did it, whenever we did a Ouija board, my nan never brought that up. We never looked through it because she said there's no point. There's never going to be anything there. It's a load of bullshit.
No, what I'm saying is because people obviously say you can see another realm when you look through a hagstone. You think that's got adapted it because obviously it's
I think so. Yeah, I think it definitely did. I think it got twisted and turned into something else, and then Hollywood made it into that.
They are. It is a lot hype through Hollywood, I think. But I still also think that there is a dark. But there's a dark, like you said, there's a dark and light side to everything.
Yes, she does, Nigel. Yeah. So behave.
Yes, she does, Nigel. So behave.
I try and help. I try and help as much as I can.
Yeah. Claire's a helper and healer.
Like, if you need help with something, I will do my very best, whether that be through Reiki healing, crystal healing, massage, even beauty therapy. Even if you want a facial and your eyebrows are waxing, I'll do that too.
So Cheryl said, like we would be told, so and so has the sight or second sight. Well, what is that?
What is that? We don't talk about it. Yeah.
Like Cheryl was saying, a lot of things for her got swept under the carpet. They saw things, but it were more like brushed underneath.
Yeah, a lot of people do that though. Yeah, a lot of people do.
Maureen's asked a question. What happens if you hex or put a spell on somebody? Doesn't it come back on you threefold?
No, there's a rule about this. Now, Alistair Crawley.
Just be careful on the rules we explain, because obviously we don't want people to be going out there and trying to perform things.
No. I'm gonna explain it all in great detail. Alistair Crawley. When Lindsay's had the chance, if she reads how he does the Wiccan read, that's how we did it. But anyway,
yeah,
there is rules and regulations. You can do that to someone if they have baddened you. If they've baddened you in a nasty, mean way, then yes. But if they've done nothing wrong to you and they don't deserve it, then hell no.
Yeah.
I'll ask you one question. I know you've been asked it before. I think Lindsay asked it, or somebody asked it. Does all magic have a price to pay?
Yes, blood.
Yeah.
Blood, mainly. I mean, that's your strongest thing. And particularly menstrual blood.
Yeah. That's strong.
Yeah. Yeah. The strongest blood you can use is that, yeah.
Wow.
But no, I don't walk around holding my menstrual blood in my hand. Don't even go there.
We don't want that question popping up. It'll be ignored.
It's like, yeah, but listen, you see, this is the thing. My nan used to put rags in four corners, yeah?
Yeah.
And then she would pee in the four corners of a garden to protect the house.
I've heard, but you know, I've heard a few. I've been reading little bits, and it's I read that in something that I was reading, and there's different rituals that they would do depending on what they were protecting from. That they do different things in four corners, but yeah, intent is elastic. Put your heart into something, it comes flying back. Take small steps. Well said. So go on then, Claire. Let's get back on to. We'll stop questions for a minute, and we'll get back on to talking about the dark side to.
Well, the dark side is just full of dark, horrible stuff. So what else do you want me to say?
Well, I mean, so when
it's
in your house. I know in your house you have got loads of different herbs and different things.
I have.
So let's talk about some of the. Obviously, don't go into too much detail if we can, if people can use these herbs themselves, or how to use it if you know what I mean. But
yeah, well, I'm not being funny. I wouldn't, and the reason being is because you need your health and safety on all that, because it's just the same as essential oils. They put books out there about essential oils. I'm an aromatherapist. I can assure you, some of them bloody oils would kill you.
Yeah.
Honestly. So I have little jars. This is goldenrod, but mine are all in like little jars like this.
Yep.
That goldenrod's a very good protector. So it'll protect your energy, bring good spirit in as well if you wanted to, which is always nice. But then I have things like, when I find it, guys, because I've got all sorts. I've got dragon's blood that's protective. Anybody can burn dragon's blood. You can buy it in an incense. Actually, can't you guys? You can buy that in an incense, dragon's blood.
Yeah, I quite like dragon's blood.
I like dragon's
Yeah,
blood.
it's lovely. But I've got the resin. But I've also got the resin of copal, and that, if you burn copal in your house, and it can be an hallucinogenic, so be careful.
Yeah.
Put it in an oil burner as a resin and burn it. It makes people tell the truth.
Wow.
And I do have graveyard dirt, and that's something else that we probably need to get into, because
we'll talk about that next, Claire, while you're holding it.
Yeah, but you can see it's graveyard dirt. But basically, that can be used in dark and light. It depends where you get your dirt from. For protection and things like that, you would get it from. Yeah, I've got that they do cedar and sweetgrass. Yeah, they do. But we call it witch's grass.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, but I get mine from the church. When you get it from the church, it's protective. You know, off the church grounds. If you get it from a family member's grave, it's for connecting with your ancestors. If you go and take it from a person that's done nothing but murder all their life, then you're wanting to do something bad with it, basically. That's how that was seen, obviously. We've got eye bright, maidenhair.
These like eye bright, vervain, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, vervain can be poisonous, you know.
Mm.
It can. You've got to be very careful with it. I've got hemp seeds, and I've not really used any yet, but I have them. And what I tend to do is I tend to mix them with other things and crush them down, obviously. Now poppies. I don't know if you know about poppies, but anyway, they've always poppies got, aren't they? Yeah, with opium in them. I've got poppy seeds. That's what they would put in the flying, in the flying oils and things like that. They put all the hallucinogenic herbs in, basically. So when they said that they were flying, just know they weren't flying. They were hallucinating that they were flying.
Yeah.
Most of them, anyway. If they were flying, then they'd done something else to get that power.
Yeah.
To be fair, yeah. In fact, I've got a bit, because there's some myths around herbs anyway. Because has anybody ever heard, like, oh, I don't know, what do we say now? Eye of Newt and all that bajabi.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, none of it's actually real.
Not
and
really.
It's not. No.
So this is just like myth.
Yeah, so we've got the bone of abyss, which is buckthorn, Titan's blood, which is wild lettuce, lion's hair, which is leaves from the turnip, man's bile, which is turnip sap, pig's tail, which is leopard's bone, which is obviously a bit different. Hawk's heart is heart of wormwood.
Right.
Aaron's red goldenrod is actually mullein. Absinthe is wormwood. So, yeah, adder's tongue, that's violet. Adder's tongue's violet.
Yeah.
So I've got them all wrote down because they're so easy to sort of get caught up in. So, yeah, and Eye of Eagle's garlic. And some people might have been brought up differently to believe that they were different, obviously. Bat's wing is holly. Bear's foot is lady's mantle. Yeah, bad man's plaything is yarrow.
Amish put there were code names for actual herbs. Is that code names then for, is that old style or new style? Is that brought into new style?
I think these are old. These what I've got. But I do believe there is, obviously, there'll be new ones now, I would imagine.
Yeah.
There will be new ones, yeah. Like I've got I've got blind buff, which is poppy. Blue buttons, which is periwinkle.
So do you know these what you're mentioning now then, Claire? It's the intent with the with black magic, I'm going to call it black magic. With the intent on that, can any herb be brought into it, or do you have to have any, or is it certain herbs?
No, it really no. Well, the way I was brought up, there weren't many that she didn't use. Right. So, if that's the case, and I think it's that mixture maybe of balance that she tried to get. A theory was to put some nice herbs in to make it smell nice, and it might be okay.
Yeah,
won't. It might not be that bad, but it always was going to be because your intentions are not very good. So
give me 2 seconds a minute, Claire. Right, my lovely lot. I can see comments coming in the chat, and I know what's going off around the world is a very, very, very serious thing at the minute. We all know that. But can we try not to pop it into chat, because
idea is to get away from it.
Yeah, tonight was the idea for us going lives now for doing what we're doing is to get away from all the government talk and everything else. And I know, and we will talk about it. It's not a subject that we're not going to talk about, but we just want to keep on track subject tonight, I think, because world's just going to shit at minute and we all need a distraction. I'm fed up of seeing it on telly now and everything else, and I know changes are coming in, but let's just try and keep it on subject. So if you've got questions you want to ask, please be popping Nobody has to be sorry for anything, because you know what? We knew it was going to happen because of what's happening, what we're happening in all countries. So, but let's just try and keep this light-hearted, and we will discuss the world and the
light-hearted
everything. Well, I know, but not all right, maybe not that light-hearted, but we were just trying to do something just to take everybody's mind off what is happening in the world at the minute, if you understand. But no apologies needed. Considered my hand smacked. No apologies needed. But like I say, once it starts, it just takes over chat, and we need to bring it back in. Bring the love of the dark magic back in.
Love the dark magic.
Love the dark side.
I have notes mustard.
I was supposed to get you lot to join our cult if you don't listen to us.
We're brainwashing you all.
We're brainwashing them all. That's it, Claire. Brainwash them all. Bring them all into cult. But yes, no. So yeah, if anybody's got questions, please pop them into chat. We will put them up onto thing. So go on, Claire. I have new is just mustard seeds.
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely right. That's all it is. Crow's feet is obviously Cranesbill. Crown for a King's Wormwood again. And if it's same for belladonna, belladonna, obviously being very poisonous as it is, it's called Death's Herb or the Devil's Cherries because it's poisonous. Belladonna. You know. And
to join cult.
Oh.
I have there is none. There is no cult.
No.
We know. We're just taking the piss, Claire. But yes, I'll explain my
Dragon's War, Vista. So there's loads. There's loads. Like every single herb has a code name.
Evening, Carol. Yes. So herbs, and like you said, depending on how you work with them, is how.
Hi, Bill.
It all.
Yeah, it depends. It really does depend. It's who you are as a person and what your intent is. Obviously, like fairies' fingers are fox gloves.
Yes, I've heard that one before. That one, yeah.
Fairy smoke is an Indian pipe. Fairy petticoats is also a fox glove.
So I'm going to ask a question. Do all witches have cauldrons?
I've got two.
Yes. So, Maureen wants to know how do you put an X on somebody or a spell.
You can plead the Fifth Amendment. Is it on that one? And not say.
I can't tell you that because then if you do, it's my fault.
Yeah, then it'll come back and bite Claire.
Yeah, she can't answer that.
So that one's that. But yes, it is possible to do so. But it's not something that anybody would promote to do.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But then again, I do have a justice spell up on my channel, which is like getting justice for yourself, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's different things.
They're all going to disappear in a minute because they're all going to be going to look for justice. But
they could all go after.
No, but I mean, that's just a different way of doing it, you know. It's not as bad, so to speak.
Yeah.
Not as bad at all.
And that's on your mystique, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a justice spell upon there,
Yeah. Write it down, burn it, and then throw ashes in water. Does that work, Clara, or again, is that a myth?
No, you see, I believe that's a very good release.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe it's a very good when I burn things, though, as a rule, I'll burn them in my cauldron with charcoal and herbs and things. I'll write it down on parchment paper and I'll use ink and I'll use bat's blood or dove's blood ink, not actual blood, the ink.
Yeah.
It's called that. That's its name. It's just ink.
Name. Yeah.
Depending on what, like your doves, obviously, it's for matters of the heart and stuff, and then your bats for everything else. But
yeah.
And then I'd write it down, obviously, with my ink and my quill and fold it away from me because if you want it to go away from you, you need to fold your paper away from you.
Yeah.
If you wanted to pull it into you when you've written something down, you need to fold your paper towards you.
Yeah. So
and then burn it. And my ashes
then
to wind.
On your ashes and your ashes to the wind.
Yeah, to the wind.
Right. So, you know, like say if I've got like negative thoughts or things like that, I'm just asking on general things. Or so I'll go for negative thought one. Say I've got negative thoughts in my head. Can I write them down on a piece of paper?
Write them down.
Burn them with the herbs.
Fold the paper away from you.
Yeah, because then you get pushing them away from you. Yeah.
Burn it, and then it's your choice, your personal choice, whether you put your ashes in water. I throw mine to the wind because I'm air.
Yeah.
You know, that's just an astrological thing that I do. But
either of them, it's taking them away.
Yeah, of course,
So say if I wanted to bring, I know we're not supposed to bring good luck on ourselves, but say if I were having, I needed a bit of good luck for a job interview or something like that, I could write down on a bit of paper something about I don't know, about bringing me good luck for a job. I know it's not going to work on a job because I'm just trying to think for example.
You see, I don't bring things in that way. When I'm bringing things in, I tend to use a candle or a particular colour, for example, and then I will decorate the candle in what I need.
Good evening, Mark.
I'll obviously open the circle. I'll call the quarters. After I've called the quarters, I'll ring the bell. Then I'll do my singing bowl. Then I'll do my actual spell and my chanting, and then I'll burn the right herbs on the charcoal and let the candle burn down. And that, to me, is the bringing spell.
Right. So there's two different types, then, isn't it? Yeah.
But everybody's different.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know.
Yeah. So anybody got any questions?
But depending what you're doing, would that depend on what colour candle you use?
Yeah, of course. Everything like green's for luck, prosperity, you know, abundance. White is obviously purity, new beginnings, fresh start. Yellow's friendship, new friendship, old friendship, rekindle friendship.
Yeah.
Red is strength, lust, energizing, and then your pink is your love and your pure of heart.
Yeah.
Every candle's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris has said, I've also seen some offer apples in the woods. Not sure what for, but it's some kind of offering. So
it depends, because some leave apples for the Bigfoot people, I suppose, and some will leave apples for the earth to I don't use black for new beginnings, you see. That's the thing. I don't use it for that. I use it for something completely different, but everybody's very, very different, and that's really interesting. That black is for new beginnings, because I've never been brought up that way. So I like learning, you know. I like knowing that. It's cool.
Yeah, like learning different things.
It's interesting.
Vanessa, my lovely, take care.
We're not trying to do spells, Vanessa.
It's very interesting, learning new things.
Yeah, because Amy is in America, so I'm not saying it's different for different area, but the Coven Amy's with may do things. They will do things different to you. And
that's what's interesting.
Yeah, Dr. Villain, I got a Cape Road Hood velvet cloak today. Are cloaks good or bad?
I love my cloaks. I've got about 5.
Yeah.
I don't think they're bad.
The cloak wouldn't be bad anyway, would it? I mean,
well, the whole cloak thing comes from back in the day where we had to hide as witches, so they'd have a hooded black cloak, wouldn't they? Because if they couldn't see the face, they couldn't accuse them.
Yeah, it was that's where the cloak. Yeah,
they hid in the darkness with the cloaks. That's all it is. You know, they're not bad. They're not bad at all.
I hope that answers your question, Jamie, my lovely.
Do you know that started me thinking something else now?
What's that started you thinking?
Where do witches' hats come from?
Why that? You know, they don't, do they? That's the thing. No. They don't fit in. That's all. That's all. Your Hollywood crap and all that stuff that fetch that in. I mean, I've got a pointed hat, but my nan never wear a pointed. She never wore a pointed hat.
No. Well, it's not something they would have worn, because obviously, if they did, I mean, to be honest,
imagine.
I know.
Trying to hide your face, but you've got a big pointy hat on.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do you know, when I have watched things on history, and you see the witch hunters, because obviously they were out there, they actually did wear like they were like a tall hat.
You're right, they did, yeah.
So maybe the witcher actually represents more of the witch hunters rather than the witches themselves.
Well, Maureen, that depends if I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm drinking and driving, it'll go straight through a tree.
She parks a broomstick in corner.
But Claire has actually got it is your grandma's broomstick.
It's no good to me.
No, it's properly bound. We showed it on the video that we did in Claire's house the other night on Friday.
Interesting.
And it is bound, but it's bound to Claire's nanan. So to anybody else, it wouldn't be any good.
No, so I've never flown a broomstick.
No. I'll buy you one. I'll make you one. Oh dear. But yeah, so
Lee uses it for cleaning up.
Lee uses it for cleaning up, Claire.
He tried to. I'd kill him next time, but he tried to. Honestly.
Nearly choked on my juice. So Alistair Crowley. was the one that brought in the darker side to witchcraft, do you think, Claire? Is he the one where it all stemmed from?
Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying he is. I'm not actually saying that. I'm saying that's what I was told.
That's what brought it all to light.
That's what brought it all to light.
Well, that's what I was told anyway. But I think it might even go further back anyway. I don't know. Yeah. It could. Yeah. Nobody really knows. It's just what they've been taught and what they've been learnt. They just take it.
Yeah.
No
worries, Cheryl, my lovely. Take care. I love that little unicorn.
He's so pretty.
Trying to keep Claire on track of a conversation is like trying to keep me on track of a normal conversation.
It is.
So this is absolutely fabulous, this, because we both get sidetracked with different things.
Sorry.
You're all right, Claire. I love the unicorn. I like that one.
I've got them all. There's a collection of fairies sat with a unicorn.
Wow.
I've got them all. But unfortunately, because I'm very clumsy, one of them's missing a leg.
Oh, clumsy. Have you got any questions you'd like to ask Claire?
No,
not yet. So
Vanessa's got questions, but she's gone.
You what? Sorry.
Vanessa had a few questions, but I think she's going to.
Vanessa's going to message us on Instagram with her email, then we'll get it to you so you can contact Vanessa.
If that makes sense, yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Take care, Cheryl.
Don't be asking for photos, though.
Photos of what? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, man? I always take the sidetrack. I get there quicker. I know, Bill. It's a nightmare. So when you was then, so this happened when you were 5. So when you got to like 9 and 10, around the 9 and 10.
9 and 10, I'd say I started realising that it probably weren't very nice. Yeah. But still, it's that saying again, isn't it? Curiosity
kills the cat.
Yeah, we do. Oh, shiny. Yeah.
Get down.
It's like, honest to God, I'll be having a conversation. I'll be like, duck. There's a duck. I'm really like that. Yeah.
So 9 and 10. So that was age where you was understanding.
I think I started to understand a lot more than what probably some people would. Yes, because. Yeah. But then again, I guess she found it funny to show what she'd done and then show me the consequences by showing me the other person. So that's when I started putting it all together and thinking, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
When I got to 14 and I saw what she did with that man, I rebelled. God, I used to get grounded and I'd shimmy down drain pipe and
just to get away.
I was naughty. No, I was naughty. I'd go at me drinking with my friends at 14.
We've all been there and done it, Claire.
But the thing is, right, it was white lightning though. I didn't even have any bloody courtesy with it. I just got the cheap shit. But point is, I think I did it to escape.
Yeah. I was I think I was. Hang on,
there's more to this dark side than what meets the eye, because what people like this dark side, people around you might not agree with it, and that's what it does to them.
Yeah.
They have the ill.
So does it change a person's personality as well? So if you'd have gone, if you'd have stayed in with what you were brought up,
I suppose it would, because if you're working with negativity all the time, that's going to leech onto you.
Yeah, of course it will. It changes you. But even when you don't choose that path, it still changes you because of what you've seen. Yeah. You know how people have got this fine line between reality and fiction or reality, and I've not got that. That just doesn't exist to me. It never will exist again.
Lindsay's quite like that though.
I'm like that. My reality is my reality. It's what's around my bubble, as I call it. The world's outside my bubble. So my reality, I create my own reality. If that's that, if you
and you know what, that is the reason why. Hi.
I don't think Carol's going. I think she's saying night to night time.
Oh, to yeah.
Cheryl.
To Cheryl.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry.
So when did it change?
I mean, I had to. This is what I had to have counselling. Like seriously, people, I had to have counselling.
What age did you go for counselling?
Yeah, I was in my early 20s when I had counselling.
Yeah, and that's because of the things you saw and went through, and
it was that,
else.
And it was the sacrifice that they took away from me that actually tipped it. That's what tipped the edge. Very much so. Yeah. That there were no going back after that. I would just like.
No, you couldn't go back after that anyway, Claire. I mean, that was no, that'd be devastating to anybody. And I know a lot won't know what we're talking about, and we're respecting.
That's fine.
Claire for what happened.
We can't.
No, we can't. No, we're not going to go there. But me and John understand. So just
So that's what.
Yeah.
But that's when I moved. That's when I moved out.
Yeah.
So I was 18, obviously, when that happened.
Yeah.
I was older, young. But after that I didn't go back there, and I didn't get my counselling till I was I was 20 going on 21 when I decided to go for counselling. And in that between those two times, I was a mess. I was just a mess.
Yeah. So Claire, you had a negative attachment. Did you say you had a negative attachment to you and you had to go and have that negative removed from you? Or am I thinking of somebody else that said that?
It was somebody that was someone that I knew. A friend of mine messed with the Ouija board and got that energy vampire spirit thing.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't. I don't think I had anything negative attached to me. I'd just been through so much, and I just see so much that my head couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
I withdrew.
Do you know if one coven or somebody puts a hex on another coven, then if another, will that coven know that they've been hexed, or would they get like an energy feeling to know that something had gone wrong?
They'll know. Don't do it. They'll know. They'll definitely know. Yeah, they'll know, and they'll grab it before it even. If they're a strong coven, they will grab that shit before they've even dealt with it, and it'll be straight back at you. And then it will be straight
back. Yes. Yeah. So how does it work with covens? I mean, I know you've not been in covens, but I know you will have history of the covens that were from your line.
I went a coven. It were a family. I think it's
that's what I mean. Yours with the family. Yeah, yours with family. So, but with covens then.
Trust is key.
Is it really?
Yeah, trust is very much important. Trust, because
that's not going to work as a mouse, is it?
It's trying to. Yeah. Chris has put a question up. What is curiosity if all energy is an impulse to act or think or just even look? Like when you look at a clock for no reason, what is that?
I don't know. It's me looking at a clock for no reason.
So that's
I don't know.
Yeah. So it's curiosity if all energy is an impulse to act.
Well, to me, curiosity, I guess, is a type of energy in a way, because it's what's inside us, isn't it? And to say that I'm curious to look at something I don't want to look at. Yeah, they don't battle against each other, do they? And they just don't do it. But I think it can be part of our energy field, because some people are more curious than others.
Yeah.
Some people don't even have it in them. So I do think the curiosity thing is all part of our energy personality, and it's something that's conditioned in us to look. You know?
Yeah.
Almost like when you go into psychology, it's a conditioning. So we're used to it, and we just adapt it and do it still.
Yeah.
You know.
So, out of all the rituals you saw when you were younger, then would you say the one your grandma did on that man that was one of the worst?
No, I'd say that was one of the worst I actually saw with my own eyes.
Yeah,
that's a really good point. That it could be. But the one that was the worst for me was when she sent that person insane.
Yeah. And was it what was the start of it all, Claire? Do you know? Can you explain?
You know what? Right, I don't know. All I know, because I never really when you're sort of that age anyway, it's not something you listen to. So I never really listened to what had been said about her. All I know is that something bad had been said about my nan. That's all I really know. Yeah. And after that, she was this person's friend. I saw her be a friend. We went to her house. We sat in her house and drank tea.
Yeah.
I don't drink tea now, by the way, but I used to when I was younger.
Yeah.
And and she was nice, and she was so nice.
And just something her and your nan must have had a words or something, bitch. Or yeah. Move over, Phil and Holly. Oh my God!
I've been a spanner a long time.
What the hell are you laughing at?
Lee's a spanner.
Oh my God! Yeah, Lee's a spanner. He's been a spanner all his life.
He's a spanner. Welcome to the club. But yeah, so right, so back on question. That right through me then, Andy. That right tickled me fancy.
But what I'm saying is though, Lindsay, she could have put something in the tea, right, to make them just poop more or something. No. She could have driven you insane.
Nasty. Yeah, she got that dark. She'd really got that.
Oh yeah.
Nasty street. Could you call it a nasty street, Claire? What would you? Yeah.
I'm sorry, but yeah, that's evil to me. Anyway, that's evil.
Yeah. Did you ever reconcile with your nan at any time, or later in life? Yeah.
When she was dying.
Yeah. Did she ever?
I was with her when she died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you managed.
Did you make your peace with each other?
Yes.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. That's good.
I was with her sort of because she got cancer. So obviously it was a slow process anyway. This all,
Yeah.
It was. By the way, this was the one way she did not want to die, and she got it, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But I was sort of looking after her prior to sort of passing away and stuff, and we made peace by then, because it was important anyway.
Did she change her ways towards end,
yes.
Claire, or was she,
yes?
So what made you?
She regret. I don't know. Honestly, I can't actually say because only she knows that.
Yeah.
And by the time she told me that she regretted it, and that she hadn't done it ever again, and she was passing. So only she will know that,
Yeah.
But yes, she did. She did regret it. Yeah.
But I suppose, but I think I can understand why. In a way, because times change, years change, lifestyles change. What it were like in 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It's so different. That the timeline's different, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, she was the last one to go out of the family sort of gathering, as you would say. Most of the women died in the 40s from cancer.
Yeah.
But I believe from because she had diaries and things, and something about having to keep it up for a family reason, or to keep, I can't remember words that she bloody used now. So it was something to do with keeping up appearances for family reasons or something.
Yeah. So your grandma might have wanted to walk away like you did, but the opportunity wasn't there for your grandma. Yeah, that opportunity wasn't there because when your grandma would have been younger, times were so different. It wasn't
true.
like it was when you would have been, when you, like you said, were 16, 18, whatever age you were.
You know, you said like a lot of the women in the family died early. Do you think that were a price, or do you think that was just nature itself?
No, because I think it was a price. I absolutely believe it was a price, and there's a reason I believe it were a price. Every single one of them did not want that condition. Every single one of the women died in their 40s from cervical cancer that spread. Every single woman.
So there definitely was a link through them all.
My nan was the last to go, and she was the eldest, and she didn't want to get any form of cancer and suffer. My nan got bowel cancer that moved into her lungs, and she suffered. So yes, I do believe it was a price.
Yeah.
So
then, going back to you then, I'm going to change title because we did call this, what did we call this?
Dark Side of Witchcraft.
Dark Side of Witchcraft. And it's a mixture of both, isn't it? So I think we may need to change title and put myths and truths on witchcraft, maybe.
Could be, maybe.
Because we're covering all sorts, aren't we?
Myths debunked.
But yeah, we're covering all sorts. So when you decided to go down the path you decided then, Claire, why did you choose to do it on your own? Like, not be...
I wanted to learn, Lindsay. I didn't just want to know witchcraft. I wanted to know different religions. I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. It wasn't allowed. As daft as that seems, I could read the Bible and she'd tell me, Bible's man-made, remember that, but there's some interesting points. That's what she said.
Yeah.
And then we had the Witch's Bible. But
is the
I wanted to
Bible
learn.
something that you keep, that's kept within the family, within the, or is it something that
I don't know if people aren't writing. Oh, it's all right. It's come back.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I got a Bible and I didn't keep it. I trashed it. But then I got a different one. So then I got this one.
Yeah. So do you write in that yourself, or is that already
No.
written?
Yeah, it's the actual Bible, but it's just witches' terms, obviously.
Wow.
No, the ones that we write in ourselves are called the Book of Shadows. Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
I've got about 12.
My nephew and cousin. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Chris, that it didn't, my lovely. And,
it's not nice. It's not nice to watch.
No, it's not. It's not nice to watch any of your loved ones or friends go through anything.
But yeah, that's what it basically was. It was I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn about Buddha.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to learn about what good we could do to the world. I wanted to learn about what good were in nature, and I wanted to go out there and find out if there were any good people left.
Yeah.
Because in my, I hadn't really met anybody good, like kind good, you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted that.
You wanted to, yes.
But that was after, like I said, I went through what I went through, and then I sort of took off, and I sort of hid away. Yeah. I became very recluse, and because I became recluse, I think I got very depressed, But then I realised that's what I'd done, and sought the help for myself.
Yeah.
And then I just started learning,
and then
learning everything.
Everything there is to learn, you learn.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. And
if anybody's got any questions, please pop them into chat, my lovelies.
And I realised that the world wasn't such a bad place. There was people that were mean, and they were going to upset you either way, like emotionally even,
Yeah.
Hello, Life After Life TV Productions. Hi.
It's Mr. Sam himself. Difference between Book of Shadows and a grimoire. Have I said that right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a grimoire.
Is a Book of Shadows is a personal journal where you keep all of your discoveries. A grimoire is more of a tome passed down through family or coven.
I don't get that.
Yeah, well, I did.
That you need to explain.
Grimoires are they're passed down through family. You know the one that I gave John?
Yes.
That I copied that grimoire?
Yeah.
Right, so imagine, so what he's just said, which I really didn't want to get into, to be honest, because he knows what kind of grimoire he's got, which means he knows my descendants. He knows.
That's okay, because it don't go anywhere. Yeah.
Please don't tell anyone.
No,
well, that has to be, it has to be passed through family for you to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where your Book of Shadows, anyone can get.
Right. I understand.
Anybody can start one. You could start one tomorrow, Lindsay. John could start one the day. You know, anybody can start a Book of Shadows, but the grimoire, it's passed. It's passed on to family. You know.
Yeah.
Or people that you see as family. You know, that's the only people that are allowed to read them. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, that's. Do you know what, Claire?
You're not allowed to read it.
Shut up. I will.
Well, you know what I've got though, Lindsay? I've actually got the Dragon Book of Magic and the Fairy Book of Magic.
Really?
Ooh, family ones though. They're not like they're just family ones, yeah.
Ooh, I might have to, if that's okay, have a little read. If that's okay. Hang on, I think we've got a question. Have we got a question? No.
Somebody's put, "What's that, Terry?" But I can't. Oh, it's all right.
It's answering something else. So, Amy, have you got a Book of Shadows and a grimoire? Because I know Amy.
I know Amy's got a Book of Shadows. I presume she will have a grimoire because she's in a coven. So
yeah, Amy's in a coven.
Amy, if I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong, but Amy runs the coven as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. Is that your dog grumbling?
My dog was not grumbling. My dog's just literally been really growling.
That's okay, Bill. If you've got time after you've tended to your loving wife, my lovely, you're more than welcome to jump on. I have sent you a link, and we can bring you in.
Or we can do it another night if you want.
We can do it another night when it's better one for you, my lovely.
Oh, you know what? I've not actually shown the voodoo herbs, have I? They're different. They're completely different, you know, to what we use. Well, they are if they're used by real voodoo, like priestess. But no, it was my dog growling, like really growling.
Oh, Fifi, you do sit in some bloody awkward positions.
I want to join Amy's coven.
Why?
I don't know. Can I be an honorary member, Amy?
So yeah, we're Cathy Augustifalia.
Evening, John.
Hey, John.
So what are these? So them herbs again?
They're all Latin names for them, basically. Right. But I've got them in a separate jar because I don't tend to use them with mine. But believe it or not, a lot of them are used in cooking.
Yeah.
In normal daily cooking. Not them ones, because they're designed for spells and they're probably too old to be used in cooking. But but yeah, they just look different, to be honest. They're smaller. A lot of them look very bean-like, you know, like beans. Whereas they're all different.
I like herbs, though.
Yeah, I do my herbs, but even I don't fully understand yet all the voodoo and hoodoo stuff. I'm still sort of learning that. It's a learning, you know, it's a big learning experience.
Yeah. So you're actually learning then the voodoo and the hoodoo then? It's something that you're...
I'm not. No, I'm not.
I don't mean learning to practice, but you're like reading...
Yeah.
You like reading. It's like you say. It's just like interest. That it's not something that you're gonna do, but it's just you're interested in that subject and that whole. Yeah.
Basically, it's just something I want to know that I've at least read up on it, so I'm not hypocritical or anything. You know.
Yeah.
I think sometimes. Because I think sometimes you have to know the dark side and the light side, and you have to know this and that, because then you don't want to like upset anybody.
Yeah. We'll drop it in chat, Leah. We'll.
I'm just me. I'm just Claire.
I don't think Claire. Oh, Claire. It's just.
Leah drop it in.
Yeah, Claire Egg on.
Leah drop it in.
That's all it is. Facebook, not YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, can you do that? Have you got a page on Facebook, Claire?
I'm on as Mystique, but like that's a page that I'm on as that. I haven't put much on it recently, but I do normally put things on it. But my actual Facebook, honestly, just add me as me. I'm just Claire Egg. It's fine.
That's okay. So
I don't mind. You know me. I don't care.
So Maureen's put, this is fascinating. Carol's put, it is Maureen.
Does anybody want to know about anything else?
Please drop in questions or drop in box if there's any questions.
I don't want to just keep talking about negative stuff.
No, we're going to turn it. We're going to turn it. That's what I'm saying, Claire. This is where we're going to turn it, and we'll go into the positive side of the light side of it now. So, can you explain the light side?
I honestly, the light side is just amazing because you get to help people, and that's what I'm a people person now, but I was recluse for a long time. And everybody tends to call me social butterfly because I like to just sort of talk, and I never shut up. But yeah, the lighter side's all about helping people, and that's what I'm about. And
so all the spells you do help people,
they help people. Like if they wanted money, I'll do them a finance spell. If they want a new job, I'll do them that kind of spell. If they're looking for love, I will do them a love spell, but it'll be a generic love spell. I won't do a love spell on a particular person because that's messing with free will, and I can't mess with free will. I won't do it. Although the darker side, they will.
I don't know what I'm doing. Hang on, Claire. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, so the darker side, yes, they will. They'll mess with free will because they don't see anything wrong with that, and that's fine. And I've got nothing against that. It's just me personally, I just can't do it.
No, but like you say, it's like when people put love potions on or love spells on somebody.
That's what I was saying. I couldn't.
That person's got to be a willing.
For me,
yes.
Yeah, for me, but. Like I said again, I knew that like some people will do that, you know, they'll put it on someone that doesn't want it, and you'll find that they're not very happy as a couple.
The relationship,
it's not quite right.
Yeah, because they've not been drawn together through naturalness, if you know what I mean. It's like they've been put together because of something. Black and white are all I see in my infancy. Red and yellow then come to me, reaching out to me. Let me see. It's from I can't pronounce that.
Lateralis.
Claire can do it. Hi Claire, can you actually cast spells, and is it dangerous?
Yeah. It depends what you want.
Who's it dangerous for, you or that person that's wanting to cast a spell?
Everybody. I mean, it depends what that person wants, because, for example, when someone's done some wrong to somebody that I know and I care about, don't think I'm going to sit there and I'm not going to deal with that shit, because I am. I'm going to totally deal with it, and I'm going to deal with it my way, and I don't care what anybody says. So, but that's different. I know they've hurt, and I know that they've hurt in a bad way. But I think it can be dangerous for anybody, because you really have to know what you're getting into. It's not something you do lightly at all. It really isn't.
If you do anything like that and you don't know what you're doing, and you're doing it with the intent, and you're sending something out there into the ether that you don't know who it's going to affect. It could affect anybody or yourself or anything. So you can do harm to anything.
So,
a lot of people.
In a way, then,
if you don't do it correctly,
if somebody's wanting a spell of some sort, they are better to get it from somebody like you. Or
oh God, yeah, please be careful, seriously, because
these. What did we say earlier? There were them two. There's that lady you mentioned.
Freya's Cauldron.
Psychic
Tree. Them two are really, really good places to use. But like Claire says, Claire does do the spells and does the people. So yeah, it's all good.
See, yeah, and I think. But I was taught, like, basically, it's called spelling because words cast energy. Be careful what your tongue emits, you know?
Yeah. And be careful what you wish for.
Well, what you say. Bite your tongue.
What's one of your best spells you've done then, Claire? No, I don't mean best because they're all good. What's been one of your spell, if you could, somebody that's come to you and asked for a certain spell and they've like, I mean, I know you'll get inundated with messages saying
babies. When I give somebody a baby, that's always awesome.
Yes.
I don't mean I give them a baby, but
no. You can but like you say,
a fertility spell, and then I learn them how they can improve the chances, and because like through reflexology, that can improve your chances as well. You know, it can release any blockages. So yeah, that's always the best ones that you can give is those kind of definitely.
Wow. And what's one of your other ones then, Claire?
I'm going to have to be shallow and say the best one out, and it's because I think it's because everybody generally asks for these two things actually, and that's money.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I've had people where they've just found money, not just a bit of money.
Yeah.
After I've done it, but it can take about 3 months actually.
Yeah, the thing is, this is what people have got to understand. A spell isn't something that you're going to do and it's going to work there and then in that moment, is it? It's going to need time.
And and there's some spells that's a ritual. It's a 7-day thing. You have to do it for 7 days.
Yeah,
well, these spells just don't magically create these things. You have to work for them as well, don't you? It's not just something.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes
money, and I'm going to sit in my living room for the next 3 months until it turns up.
No, it's not like that. If it were like that, I'd be loaded.
I was going to say, if it were like that, everybody would be, wouldn't they? But yeah, I always got told though, Claire, like with spells, never ask for things like I don't know whether this means for yourself or for others, but I always got told you should never ask for money. You should never ask for anything of a personal gain. Now, is that
it could be to some.
Right.
It could be to some. For us, the way I sort of do it is it's okay as long as you're not being greedy.
Yeah.
Don't be greedy, basically. Just don't be greedy.
Yes. We are the thorns of Briarwood. Tread the paths where witches stood. By
Older's power of 3 times 3. Blood to blood we called them. By wind and fire, by land and sea. As we will, so but it be.
I've seen that.
And like I said, in the 2 to 3, sic vid semper.
Yeah. And that means so mote it be, didn't it, Claire?
Yeah, it actually by the power of 3, so mote it be. In the 2 to 3, sic vid semper. Yeah, sic vid semper. Yeah.
I love it when she talks. I think it's amazing. How long have you been a high priestess in your coven, Amy? Is there a spell that's positive?
Why is Amy not talking on the other?
I don't know, Amy. Do you want to join in?
Do you want to join in, Amy?
Amy, come along.
Amy, do you want me to bring you into chat?
Yes.
You should from the beginning.
There is Leah. Absolutely. And that's what I'm all about. I'd rather do that than anything else.
It's called watching ETA.
I'm just going to send Amy a link.
Get your bum in here, lad.
This will be good, because then we've got 2 ladies that practice.
Well, I'm going to rate out numbered now.
Yep.
Lee,
oh my God.
Get on camera.
Lee's not coming on camera.
I'm rate out numbered.
Amy, I've sent you a link, my lovely.
About 6 years.
What? I'm not.
About 6 years. Well, you can talk about that when you come on, my lovely, if that's okay. You haven't got to come on camera if you don't want to. I think you can do it just with voice box, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I just like looking at myself. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Sometimes I don't like going on camera because I'm sat in my pajamas.
John, I've got enough with one I've got. I don't want any more.
John and 3
No,
women.
you're not going to intrude, Amy, honestly.
Oh no, I want that.
Good. Because
No,
obviously you know things about the dark side to magic as well. So
I like learning. I love learning.
Be nice to like bounce off each other on different things.
I don't need nobody to bounce off. I bounce off walls.
We know
You don't want one of these, John.
Obviously, you know that there's certain things that if people ask you a question, you don't want to answer it. That's absolutely fine, and you just say, "I'm not happy to answer that," and that's respected. So get your ass on.
You don't want one of these ones, John. They can all put X's on you if you fall out with it.
Send me one.
Hey, dear John, you're asking for something there. Amy's here. I'm just going to bring Amy in. Hello, my lovely Amy. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. So Claire, meet Amy. Amy, meet Claire.
Hi, Claire. Hello.
Oh, Fee, you stupid animal. Do you know that dog? Right.
I know my dog. My dog keeps grabbing my arm because she does it with her paw. You know, grabs my arm to make me rub her belly.
Do you know? Doing my head in. So, Claire, Amy, 6 years you've been are you the high priestess of your coven or a priestess?
Yes, I am.
The high priestess.
But shiny.
But
so shiny.
So, how many's in your coven then, Amy? And how do you work? How do you all work?
We have, let's see, we have about 5 active members. We have our, oh gosh, this thing is heavy. This is our grimoire.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's rather thick.
Wow.
That's huge.
That's humongous.
Yeah, it weighs probably a good 25 pounds. Oh,
put that down.
It's hard to pick up with one arm.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, how do you work within your coven then, Amy? Are you like Claire that you help others? You do it for free, or is it something that?
Oh, yeah. If we do help others, we do it absolutely free of charge. It's not considered proper.
And you know, a lot of people, Amy. A lot of people, Amy, as well. They think that we do charge. A lot of people.
We're not like psychics with palmistry neons in the window. It's not like that.
Yeah.
No.
If anybody's got questions for Amy or Claire, you can pop them in, and both will answer, because they might even give 2 different answers. Because again, not everybody practices things the same way as each other, which is I'm going to find really interesting. So, Claire, have you got anything you'd like to ask Amy? Because obviously, from one.
Yeah, what's it like being in a coven that's actually nice? No, I'm actually serious.
Well,
yeah,
it's good because we all come from different backgrounds, and we all had, just like you, either families or mentors that instilled in us certain ideals, and either they carry it with them or they evolve from that and they change their views. I mean, that's the great thing about being part of the magic community, is that it's absolutely mix and match.
Yeah.
If you feel that way. Others, they're very deep rooted in tradition and methodology, to be perfectly honest. So we have a conglomerate of different paths that sort of merged to become entwined with each other. That's another reason why we chose the name Briarwood, is because the thorns get all tangled up.
That's right, yeah. They do.
Wow.
It's lovely. Nice,
the ladies that are in your paranormal team, are they part of your coven as well, Amy, or is that a separate thing?
That's actually completely separate. One or two of them are actually interested in possibly joining. They know nothing, but they are interested. And I do mentor, even if they don't feel like continuing on. At least I will give them the basics and, teach them, open up their minds, if you will.
Amy is paranormal MIT, Maureen. So if anybody go across and
Amy, I don't know if you can drop your link.
Okay, I can do
or
it.
John can drop your link. Do witches work with chakra lights, beings, or orbs?
Well, I work with them because I've always worked with them from a sort of spiritual side of things anyway. So, yeah, I do. But what, Amy? Sorry.
No, I've never actually worked with them. I don't know if it's just a difference in path or just the way you click with certain energies. But I mean, like I said, anything's possible, and it's just not something I've ever actively worked with.
Yeah. Would it be something you'd consider working with, Amy, looking into working with? Or is it just something that just to get your interest at the minute? Or is that a...
I mean, I'm always up for learning new things. That's part of our Coven's ways.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about expanding knowledge. And I think it comes down to the individual and what they believe and what they're willing to expend their mind upon.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's Monje.
So how many covens are actually, do you actually know of in the area you're in? And same question to you, Claire, how many covens do you know that are around you?
None.
None for you, Amy? None. Do you think that...
Probably like one or two, but that's in like a very expanded area. We have a lot of solitary practitioners, though.
Yeah. Do you think that people try and like hide? Our dog's barking. I don't know if she can pick your dog up.
God knows.
Do you find that people within a coven tend to, like you say, solitude themselves, keep themselves under radar kind of thing because of how people look at them or look at the ways? And so, I mean, we said it earlier jokingly, we're starting a cult. Do you know what I mean? And do you still think that people's mindsets can work that way, if you know what I mean? And that's why you find that a lot do it like not out in the open as much as what they should do, really. To either one of you.
Oh, me? Well, I mean, I do it out in the open. I really don't care what other people think. So I don't know.
That's a British thing, Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also out in the open. I'm like, sometimes I'll go to like karaoke with my pet hanging out, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you a witch? Do you worship the devil?"
Yeah, but yeah, I have some fun though. I'd be like, yes.
I'm like, would you like to find out?
Do you get that a lot? Do you actually get that a lot though from people coming up and saying that it's devil worshipping, or are you into devil worship? Do you know? Is it? But that's not to me. I mean, that's just that's just ignorance to me.
Well, I find it funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to me personally, I do find it quite ignorant of people because. Well, it's
some
like
people, when they ask though, Lindsay, they're willing to learn from you, aren't they, Amy? Some people are willing to learn and understand.
I will say like eight times out of 10, yeah, they are willing to actually learn and they're sincere in their questioning. Yeah. But then you get that like 2-3 people who are just taking the piss, basically.
Yes. Yeah. But you know, I think sometimes again, I think people can act that way because they're actually scared of it, scared of something different. Of we've got cats meowing, we've got dogs barking.
Tiger.
I think that it's bad. Like
he's busy.
But yeah, so. I know our Claire practices, and I know Claire's got her altar set up. Do you have an altar at home, Amy, or is your altar something?
oh, somebody needed your attention.
Yeah. So do you have...
I did have an altar set up, and I have quite a beautiful altar, but it's currently in storage right now because I am elsewhere.
In between, yes.
Yeah. I'm currently rooming with a friend who is also a witch, by the way.
Oh, wow. That's good.
That's nice.
That's nice, that. It is nice, that. That's, is she there? Are you there? We can wave hello.
Oh, he's playing video games right now.
Oh, is he playing video games?
Oh.
Well,
yeah.
do you know, that's good, because I think it was Nigel earlier that was on about the male witch and saying, can males be witch? And you're actually living with one. Yeah. So do they practice different to females, or no? So can male witches come into a female coven, or is it still like women and men separate?
Well, Coven is basically a witch family. It's the people who you are closest with. Doesn't have to be all males, doesn't have to be all females. It can absolutely be a mix of the two.
A mixture.
I mean, a lot of like hardcore Wiccan covens who are very, feministic in nature.
Yeah, there is.
It's a certain path that they take. It's basically like a denomination of Wicca, because there are so many different denominations of Wicca, and based on which path you follow dictates what you can and cannot do, which is another reason why I no longer consider myself Wiccan, is because it does kind of follow that sort of organized religion feel.
Yeah.
Wiccan is quite a new concept, isn't it, compared to...
Yeah, there's speculation as to when it actually began, but it began somewhere between the 40s and 60s. And it was basically this sort of new wave neo-paganism back to traditional, but it also had, believe it or not, male figureheads. Yeah. Who basically, we're talking Buckland, Cunningham.
I've got a few of Buckland's books.
Which I absolutely adore their books, and it taught me a lot. But again, it goes back to the roots of organized religion, which is what I never had an interest in. So now I kind of consider myself a non-denominational practitioner of magic.
You don't have to be Wiccan to be a witch.
No. Now, all Wiccans are witches, but not all witches are Wiccans.
Yeah. I can remember. Do you know? I can never remember which way round that goes. That one. I always lose the plot when I'm trying to remember them both. I'm trying to think of some questions, because nobody's asking questions in chat.
Come on,
guys. You've got plenty of questions. I know you've got plenty of questions that need to be asked. So please ask, because, like I said, nobody will take offence to any of the questions that you ask. As long as they're asked in the right way.
I want to read this because I really like it, so I'm going to read it to you.
Go on then, Claire. What's this?
Just because I need to. I don't know why. Celtic Wolf Code. Protect your family. Honor the elders. Teach the young. Be loyal to your friends. Voice your opinion. Stand your ground. Take charge when others show weakness. Play when you can, work when you must, and always leave your mark.
That is beautiful.
That. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah. That's good, that.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought that was nice.
Very nicely. You have to put words up. How's Amy understand Yorkshire is what I want to know. The Yorkshire twang.
I can be posh, just ask. Just ask.
Night, Mama Cass.
Night, Mama Cass.
Is that because I used a British terminology, like taking the piss? Is that why?
I don't know. But you've got friends all over, though, aren't you, Amy? I think. Are you used to different accents talking to people?
I think it's more because everyone will be aware of a film that came out years ago called The Full Monty that was set in Sheffield, where we live. Now, apparently, when they had that in American cinemas, they had to have a translation card because they didn't understand what they were phrases they were saying.
Phrases
Barbarians.
that come out, yeah.
Yeah, but they were really broad.
Yeah,
they were
like, broad. They were.
I mean, like but some of my family, you'll go to theirs, and honest, you'll think Claire can't be one of theirs. Claire can't be one of theirs because all you'll get is, they're going, they all right, me old pal, I'm all right, me mucker.
Yeah, but try watching Kes. Yeah, try watching Kes. That's a very good
Amy. Yeah.
I think I got used to all sorts of British accents because at a young age, my favorite comedian became Eddie Izzard. And he was very difficult to understand at the beginning, but as I picked it up, and of course I come from an acting background as well, so accents were kind of my thing.
And you watch a lot of Doctor Who as well.
That is true. I do have a Doctor Who cosplay day at Disneyland every year, which unfortunately seems like we're going to have to cancel it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's called Gala Day. I named it that because I thought it was witty.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Evening, Cliff. Welcome to chat. If you've got any questions, Cliff, please pop them in the chat. So for people then that are wanting to get in to getting back to Mother Earth and nature and things like that, then what would be? I mean, I know Vanessa were asking earlier. I think
Vanessa wanted to put X on somebody. That's the way she was going
I know Vanessa did ask quite a lot of questions. Unfortunately, she has gone off. I know Vanessa works strange hours and everything. But for people that are interested in doing it, what would be the best ways for them to start? I know we did a little bit on this other night, but we only covered it for about a minute or so. So what would actually be the best way for people to start?
You know what?
Research.
That's right, because it's such an hard question. They need to do what they need to do. You need to sit and you need to learn and talk to people and engage and understand.
Yeah, and not hold any judgment or anything. Yeah. So, Amy, in your coven then, was there a darker side to magic? Not in your coven that you're in now, but in your upbringing, in your bloodlines, in where it comes from.
What generation are you?
I'm a
Amy?
third generation.
Third generation.
Yeah. So back in generations then, would they have been practicing like Claire's nan would have been?
My grandfather did.
Yes. So
yeah,
did you...
he grew up with the Masons are part of our family history. Our generations and generations going back, we're all Masons. And of course there is a certain amount of magic that goes along with it. So I think that's probably how he originally got into it. And then he just sort of kind of took off. After he died 25 years ago, actually, I went up into the attic because I was looking for some of my old toys so I could donate them. Yeah. And I came across my grandfather's stuff.
Yeah.
And there's quite a lot of dark books. I still have them. Yeah. They're currently in storage right now, but it was definitely on the darker side. Yeah. And I went through each and every one of those books and I learned as much as I could because I couldn't learn them directly from him. When my mom found out what I was doing, she's like, so what are you doing?
Yeah.
I said, well, I know you taught me to do this, but, you know, I wanted to learn about the other side because you always denied me that. Yeah. And I want to learn as much as I can. And she's like, okay, fair enough.
So did she actually help you then, Amy, or did she just leave you to it?
She kind of just left me to it. I mean, she had her stint. Yeah. And she doesn't really practice anymore. She hasn't for years. Yeah. I think she's basically just kind of went, whatever. just threw her hands up.
Yeah.
Do you know what
They'll go.
Amy? My mum, she decided to be a Christian. My mum.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She just come out of it totally, didn't she, Claire?
Yeah. She went towards Christianity.
I was raised Christian until I, made certain discoveries, and they're like, okay, yes, we actually do have witches in our bloodline. And they kind of came clean about it, but I think it was more of a cover than anything. Because my grandfather, being the witch that he was married to my grandma, who was like very Christian religious and sort of like kept it under wraps.
No, we froze a minute. She'll come back in a minute. A bit signals.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know whether Amy will have to refresh. But definitely it's signal. So yeah, so Amy was saying, is she coming back? She'll be back in a minute. No, she's gone off. She'll come back into link in a minute. She'll be relinking. I think the signal's going to be up and down, I think. So she's coming back. She's back.
Hello. Did you miss me?
We did miss you.
What was I saying?
So we run back your grandma.
You went about your grandma, and you said, your grandma was obviously very Christian, and she like kept it hid. What was
I don't know to what extent my grandma actually knew about my grandfather's practice, but my mom was much more. She was like the hippie girl. She was a rainbow girl, which has ties into like junior Masonic stuff, but for females.
Well, I wonder if that's where I get my rainbow bloody obsession from.
Oh, maybe.
You on your side, Claire, it's not Masons, is it? On your side, you've got Knights Templars, which again is
which I don't get on with.
Are they opposite to Masons? Are they similar to Masons? Do they stand for the same beliefs?
Templars were protectors, weren't they?
Yeah, they're quite religious. Yeah.
So
don't get me started on that, because we're here for hours.
And as much as I love my family, I mean, me and him, we've had some arguments, I can tell you.
Yeah. So do you know what your granddad then, Amy? Do you think he was was he part of the Masons, do you think?
Oh yeah, he had his ring and everything.
Did he really? Wow.
Mm-hmm. And my uncle followed in his footsteps.
Wow. So, but then again, you sort of can understand why though, because obviously, like you said, it's for the male side, it probably would have been more an open subject to talk about, because back then women, I don't want to say that men but the men did their thing and the women were like separate, weren't they? They didn't include Masons. Definitely didn't include women because they don't have. Yeah,
I think that's probably where the feminism came from when Wicca surfaced.
Yeah,
it was like, we are women, we're taking back the power. I think that's really where it came from.
Yeah.
It's like you got, there's magic, right? Okay, well, the men hold all the magic with all their, like, secret stuff that's going on. Well, what about us women? Well, we can be witches, too. We were witches first.
Yeah.
Some people believe that. Yeah. And so it's like, we'll take back the power. Let's like, push forward this new movement of neo-paganism and witchcraft, and we'll call it Wicca.
And then it was born.
And then it was born.
Yes. I just find this subject just really, really just, it's not a subject, it's a lifestyle, should I say. I find this lifestyle so fascinating. I find this lifestyle so fascinating.
Well, he looks right up.
And I'm so open to learning more, about everything. I want to be like a sponge and absorb everything, It's because I just find it so
I do.
I just
love
love.
it.
Do you know what I do like? I love the love and light side to it. Do you know? I love the thought of going back to your nature roots and
Helping people.
Yeah, helping. That helping people kind of thing, but also. Simon said something other day, and Simon said we've lost our connection to Mother Earth through time. We've lost that connection to Mother Earth.
But then you go into all that conspiracy. That's why we've got technology to take us away from.
Simon turned it, didn't he? And then said, and it brings in the conspiracy theory. Like John's just said, of what we're in.
He's trying to take us away from Mother Nature so we don't see these things or don't interact with these things.
Yeah, because the technology's there to like keep your mind away from it. Do you think that, or do you just think that's evening, Trish? What's your take on that? That they're like trying to keep you occupied with bringing these new gadgets and stuff out to keep you from going back to. Like stop us from going back to his roots, to his Mother Nature and everything. That bleeding dog, I can hear it grumbling.
She
At least mine are quiet.
I know, she's right quiet, bless her.
I think they have basically made the darker stuff harder to come by.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't print them as much, like in books, as much as they did in like the 60s and 70s. Like all the books that I found from my grandpa, from his stash in the attic, they were all printed back then. And then you can't find that kind of stuff in bookstores anymore.
Yeah.
You can't. Anything that's demonic in nature or, you know, darker forces, revenge type stuff, anything dealing with the negative was almost completely wiped off the shelves.
Yeah.
Because they wanted everybody to be hippy dippy, love and light. And, you know, if people were going to practice magic, well, then by golly, we're going to make them good witches. You know, that's basically what I found. Like when I was first starting out, couldn't find any of that stuff.
Yeah. So
it's a lot easier over here.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine.
It is.
Do you think it's a lot easier over here then, Claire, to get your hands on these?
Yeah, I do, and I think it's a lot easier for us over here as witches. For some strange reason, it's more accepted over here than what it is in America.
Do you think?
I do. From my friends, from what they've said that live,
Yeah, I can see that. Well, plus you guys, you know, you have an older tradition over there. Over here, we're such a young country by comparison, and it's more about control over here. What do we expose our citizens to?
Yeah, but you know, Salem, when you look at the Salem witches, they're quite old witches.
Well, yeah, but still in comparison, America as a whole is quite a young country, and we were formed by religious zealots.
True.
Yeah.
They wanted to control the way they wanted to worship. That's why they separated from, you know, church and country, came over here and say, well, this is what we're going to do, and anything that's not this, we're basically going to kill.
Yeah.
We're going to stamp it out. We're going to rid the land. This is going to be our holy land. And that's basically the forming of the American colonies, was exactly that. And a lot of people not lose touch with that. Well, yeah, they do lose touch with that, but they don't realize that, or they just sort of glaze over that fact.
Like history forgotten, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I find that, you know, I find that in every country, I think, bar from a few. But I do think that there's only a certain few countries that actually know the people, the kids growing up know the actual history. I do find in the UK, by what I've heard from Michael being at school, from what I know from when I were at school and everything else, a lot of our heritage is gone. We don't address our heritage or things like that. It's we concentrate on other people's heritages rather than learning about our own.
No.
Do you know what I mean,
Oh,
Amy?
that's so sad. That's so sad.
Yeah, 1 minute past 5, £8 so we have an Oompa Loompa. Oh, congratulations! We have a baby. Oh, I hope everybody's well, Trish, and big hugs and loves to you all. And can't wait to see photos when you're allowed to post, my lovely.
Congratulations!
Congrats.
I was going to ask something then, and I forgot what I was going to ask.
Nana Trish.
Pardon?
Nana Trish.
Nana Trish. I can't remember. I was going to ask a question, and I can't remember what I was going to ask you.
Lindsay, focus.
And you know, I can't. He puts it on screen, and then it's like my mind's just gone.
See, it's pointless.
I was learned that magic, like as in MAGIC, means the power to change the world, and the K came in from Aleister Crowley to determine the difference between the two. Is that right or wrong?
That's also how I've been told.
Cool.
It's basically.
I can't be that thick.
Well, no, I don't know if it was actually Aleister Crowley who did that, but I do know that it is to make the distinction between basically like illusion magic and real magic.
Yeah, stage magic.
What? Thousands of old books have been scanned so we can read them in archive. Do we have to pay for that, Cliff, or is that something that is a free site that anybody can download?
I'm going to look that up right now.
Amy's on it. Amy's like finger lightning when it comes to typing. Yes, magic fingers. So what are some other myths then that surround the cultures of witches and Wiccans or tea, please? What are some of the other myths that come round, or what people assume rather than what is like off scale stupid?
I'm sorry. Wait, please. I'm sorry. I really need a tinkle fairy. I really need to go.
Run for a tinkle fairy.
I'm so sorry, guys.
No,
I need to tinkle. Lee, do you want to take phone while I have a tinkle?
No, you're all right.
No. All right. Look at ceiling then.
I'll look at ceiling. Go on, Amy.
I'm not looking. Well, there is what I mentioned before earlier in chat about the whole warlock thing.
Yeah.
Witches are both male and female. Warlock is not a term for a male witch. Warlock is actually basically a derogatory term. It's a designation for someone who has betrayed their coven and has been exiled from their coven.
Wow.
Yeah. We don't have any warlocks.
Yes. No. Well, yeah, that's interesting, because you do hear people refer to themselves actually as warlocks, as kind of things. Do you know what I mean? Do you think that, like with Hollywood and movies and TV and everything else,
that's the biggest pet peeve for me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I'm going to bring it up. YouTube, telly. Like you've got Your Most Haunted. We've got Zach Baggins on Ghost Adventurers. We've got all these things that people look up to. And do you know what I mean, Amy? So do you think they
absolutely know what you mean?
Yes. Do you think they play a big part in how people do perceive things differently to how real it is to how make believe?
Yeah, it is one of my biggest pet peeves. I'm actually writing a book right now.
Are you really?
I am. And I have a working title, but it's basically, it's about ghost hunting or paranormal investigation.
Yeah.
But it's for the scientific minded, where it basically lays everything out in a realistic fashion, where it's not a bunch of like horror mumbo jumbo, filler fluff.
Yeah.
It's not there to scare you. It's meant to clear up the basically misinformation and stigma that surrounds, either the paranormal field itself or, even possibly, I don't know if I'm going to go into the witchcraft side of it. Probably not.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is my biggest pet peeve, that all these people who do have a genuine interest in the paranormal are getting their information from charlatans.
Yeah.
It's not, it's like, okay, let's just talk about the big elephant in the room, Zach Bagans.
Yeah.
Ugh, okay. He is an actor.
I was going to say he's an actor. Yeah.
He's an actor. Claire's happy.
She's happy now. She's had a tinkle fairly. Look at her ears in, and then she can pick up on conversation. Yeah, so we're just talking about Hollywood and things like that. So Amy's just talking about. Oh my God. Amy's just talking about a book she's writing, and
I've wrote 3.
We're getting on to Zach Baggins at the minute, so
I can't wait. I want your book when it's done. Let me know.
I will. Thank you.
Awesome. Definitely.
So yeah, go on then, Amy.
But yeah, like people like, unfortunately, Zach Bagans is an actor. Like, he did have humble beginnings at one point, but the fame went to his head. It's a ratings game out there right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the unfortunate downside is when you televise something, not only are you obligated to produce evidence, which does not work that way, unfortunately, because either you get something or you don't. Ghosts don't show up on schedule. It's not like, and action, hey, there's your ghost. It's a lot of long hours, as you guys know, of talking to complete darkness, asking, is anybody there?
Yeah.
And you go back over hours and hours of footage.
Waiting
and then
for that one thing. Yeah.
And maybe you catch something, maybe you don't. But if you're going to televise that, then you have to deliver something. Otherwise, people aren't going to watch. There's no excitement.
Ratings are going to go down. No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what they do, unfortunately, is they fabricate evidence.
Yeah.
And they're over dramatic about it. And it does, unfortunately, fool a lot of people.
It does.
And people think this is how it really is. And I have to constantly explain to people, no, this is not how it works.
No, it's not.
This is
I see
fiction.
things.
This is reality TV.
Yeah. When I get time, I do what very rare I do, but when I do get time, I do watch certain paranormal. I call them entertainment shows because to me they're entertainment. They're entertainment when you're watching them. But you know what? I enjoy what they do, and the one that I do watch, that I do like, and I have to say it is Danny. Is exploring with Danny. He is just amazing at what he does. He knows that everything. He knows that it's all the nun, the stabbing with the one that where they get attacked with an axe, and that it is a show. But I don't think Danny doesn't. He doesn't say it's not real to people, but he never says it is real. And what I like about him is that he knows he's acting while he's doing it. He's quite upfront, I think, anyway, for what he does. Otherwise, he's deluded in himself. And I don't mean that in a bad way if he's watching Danny, because I do absolutely love you doing smile on.
But Danny, you're delusional.
But then there's also other groups that I see out there, and
she's back.
And
I dropped my phone.
There is other what's Scott's put, not always going to get something. Energies. Energies aren't there to do what we say on demand.
No,
exactly. Yeah, I mean it's like EVPs. we've gone out on, God, how many investigations now? I can't even, and I can't tell you that, I can hand on heart tell you that on those investigations, we might have caught 3, maybe 4 EVPs.
That we can't still definitely 100%
we still can't definitely 100% say. It was that there was the Keeley one that really baffled us.
There was the Emma one that you cleaned up.
The Emma one that you cleaned up for us. That
one was really interesting because it came through the spirit box, I want to say 3 or 4 times, and then not on the spirit box, from like it was like a shout from somewhere in the woods. And then the spirit box responded by saying, "What was that?"
Yeah, but you cleaned all that up, and that was just And last night when we were on investigation, we didn't.
Simon's were good.
Caught it, but Simon caught it. Simon
it's
caught
so
it,
clear.
and you can. He's put it. It's up actually. I think he's put it on Facebook. I'm not 100% if he's clicked it and put it on YouTube yet. I'll try and send it you, Amy.
I think it's
and
on
you
YouTube.
hear very clearly Simon says something, and then you hear this a whisper of Claire. It is none of us.
Loud.
Me and John are John and Claire was in front, Simon was behind, and Lee was in front of Simon, but the whisper was there.
Between them,
we do need to try and clean it all up. But and then there's the I can't one that Scott is just put up on screen that we caught as well. That were at Ashbourne, I think, where we got that I can't. But it's like you don't get these on every investigation, and to me, I think those that do, I have to say, to me, fall into the Zach Baggins, the what do you call them? Yvette and Carl Fielding, Most Haunted. You know, I think too many people watch them, and like you said, they think that being paranormal investigators, that's what it's all about. And it isn't. There's a difference between, I think, being a paranormal investigator and a paranormal entertainer investigator. I think there's...
And ghost hunters,
Yeah, exactly, And I do find it's... but it's such a fine line to walk, you know, because I know, Amy, you do go out on paranormal investigations. I know you haven't been out for a while, but that's due to everything going off around you at the minute. But I know once you're all back up on your feet and everybody's sorted, these will be back on, and we will be back up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch them, because in Amy's time, when they go live, it's 6 a.m. our time.
I'll be up.
So I'm looking forward to that. Leah's put, yes, it was good, must watch. Oh, yes, I think she's on about Simon's. Yeah, it is. Simon's actually put it up on his channel. But I'll send you time frame, Amy, so you can have a look at time frame, so you can go straight to it, because it's really interesting.
It sounds like my dad
when he says it.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
So did you get a visit from your dad, maybe?
Could be.
I'm thinking it's possible. My dad's been with me a long time because of my illness.
Yeah.
He passed when he was 21. But I've heard, it's all right. I've heard him shout me before, and I'm pretty sure that's who was shouting me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be interesting, though. Be interesting. So when you're doing paranormal investigations, then, I mean, obviously, Claire, you started coming out with us. And Claire did opening the portal yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, Amy. Claire did like a talk through for opening a portal, but she did it in Latin.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
Now, do you do things like that? Or are you going to incorporate? No. Would you incorporate? I can't even say that word. Would you bring it in on your investigations, or would you... is it something that the others wouldn't feel comfortable doing, or?
Gotcha. Oh, we work as a scientific team. Like I have to put all of my extras away, and we use a lot of scientific methodology to do it. We do not mix metaphysical and scientific together.
Yeah.
Because it just makes it so much harder to involve both of them, because one thing tells you this and the other tells you something completely different. So you have to pick a side. And since we are a paranormal investigation team, it made more sense to go the scientific route, because at least with science, you can actually prove what you got. And everything else is, it's debunkable. Like, you debunk as much as you can. You say that it can't be this, it can't be that, it's definitely not that. And whatever you're left over with, that's your evidence. And, when you get people involved with, and absolutely no offense to you, Claire, none whatsoever. It's just our methodology. Like, this is not directed to you, because I've seen what you do and you're awesome with it. But
I can't help it. It's because I see them anyway. They're just always there.
I mean, it comes naturally to you. But like, any Tom, Dick, or Harry can come in and say, I'm feeling the energy over here. There's a portal, and the demons are coming through, and we just, and I'm just like, okay, prove it. And they're like, you can't. You're just not woke.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, that's a great story, but I'm gonna have to go with my instrumentation on this.
Yes, but then on the other side of that, you do know that portals exist. You do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? So you really are in quite a conflict, then, aren't you? Really, Amy? Because you're having to shut. You're like having to really shut that side down to you. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't shut it down. I use it as a tool.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a medium whatsoever.
No, yes.
But I'm not empath sensitive.
Yeah.
And that means, I can feel when they're there, and I feel their emotions. Like, every once in a blue moon, I will get a name, but it's like an impression.
Yeah.
But that's basically as far as my abilities go. I mean, those are my gifts, and I use them as tools, but I do not rely on them, and what I feel is not considered evidence.
Yeah, it's not evidence. It's a personal experience.
Exactly, personal experience. Like, personal experiences are just that. They're personal. If you witness something or experience something with another person, we have 4 people on our team. Sometimes 5 if we bring in our medium that we do work with on rare occasion. And if you are using the buddy system, which I always recommend with paranormal investigation, because if something happens, you've got somebody to back up your story. Whether or not you've caught it on film or audio, you have somebody else that was there, that witnessed it, experienced it with you, and there you go.
Yeah.
Still not provable because you didn't get it, but at least you're talking to somebody who knows you're not crazy.
Yes, yeah. It's actually, do you know that perfect example is with Simon and Lee last night? Claire was with us in front, and Simon heard the Claire. Simon then looked at Lee. Lee were looking at Simon.
Lee said it first.
Oh, did Lee say it first?
Yeah, Lee said, and then Simon said, I heard that as well.
Yeah, and like you said, that buddy system of them two being in the same spot at that precise time, and then actually catching it on the recorder in real time, because there were no EVPs going or anything, was really, really...
because it validated it a little bit.
Yeah.
It validated it a little bit, because like Lee heard it, Simon heard it, and it weren't like Lee went, did you hear that? And Simon went, yeah, that just came out of spirit. Or that was just something, you know what I mean? They both, neither of them could explain it in the moment, and then it was picked up.
And then, but like stuff like that, it's really good. Bill knows what I was trying to say.
Incorporate.
Bring it in. But but I mean, like,
group hug, everyone. Group hug.
Bring it in for a group hug. But yeah, it's so to me, things like that, it is fascinating. But
because I didn't hear it. I actually did not hear it.
Well, we were way in front, so we were
way in front. So I don't even think ours would have picked that. It could have. We've not listened.
No, we'll have to
but we would have to go back and see if we actually did. If we caught it on tour, I mean, it'd be interesting. Because we were all cameraed up and mic'd up, weren't we? was stood by Simon when I heard it. So Lee's just commented, yeah, he was stood by Simon when we heard it, yeah. Which is really interesting. But I do believe in the debunk. Because to me, when we're out and about, it could be that somebody hears. We've had it happen. I think we was at Encliffe Park, and a door slammed. No, like a car door or a book. No, it weren't. It was at Fenton. It was We'd gone to Fenton, and obviously at RAF base Fenton, it's closed off, but on the other side of it, there's like a fence, and it's still open.
Half of it's used as an airport, and half of it's shut down.
Yeah. So we was in one part, and we heard an almighty bang. But then we'd walk round the building to the other, and we heard the bang again. And what it was somebody closing the boot of the car. We picked it up and we said it on the screen. Somebody closed the boot of their car, but how it echoed through all the broken glass and the windows and everything else. We couldn't say then that noise come from that building, because that sounded similar. It wasn't exactly the same, but it was a similar noise, let's say. And like we said, if we were on the other side of the building and somebody did that, so you've got to debunk things like that. But if it happens in front of your eyes, and you can literally say, that wasn't my shadow because the torchlight's this way or that's that way, it's so different. And it's like, and again, how are you with elementals? Obviously, because I know Claire is attracted to elementals. I've actually seen some really
elementals.
My original pictures.
Elementals are attracted to Claire. I have actually seen some really fascinating pictures, really good captures.
But they're my originals, like from 2 years ago.
Yeah. How do you stand on that? Are you in belief of the elemental side, the fae side, or is that again something that don't actually fit in with you? Do you know what I mean, Amy?
Oh yeah, I absolutely believe and know that they exist. It's not something that really happens a lot over here, because it's new world versus old world, unfortunately. I would love to have more of that type of thing over here, but I know that if I want it, I'm gonna have to go over and visit you guys.
Yeah,
you're welcome anytime.
No, you're welcome anytime. We've got a spare bedroom. We've told you.
I've got a spare dog kennel.
If I stay or if I go, I'm gonna stay.
I ain't got a bed. I ain't got a bed though. I ain't got a bed.
Just move across here, man. Just get a flight across.
Don't tempt me, because I will. And I'm bringing Kai with me.
You can bring Kai. Fifi will like cats, I think. But yeah, it's. But I just find it so. I think the whole thing, though, with the elemental side, the paranormal side, the love and light side, I'm going to call it, because I don't really want to call it, like Claire said. Saying witch, I know it's not a bad word, and I know it's a correct, but there's got to be a new terminology instead of going up to someone and saying you're a witch. Do you know what I mean? Is it offensive if people keep coming up and saying it? Is it?
I know some people, and I don't know if it's Amy or Claire, but I've heard some people find it white witch offensive.
Yeah, white witch, dark witch, red witch, blue witch. Do you know what I mean? It's.
You know what I say? Snowflakes.
Snowflakes.
If you're a witch and you're proud of what you are and what you do, just own up to it. There are several different paths. I mean, depending on what you're into, what you and your energy clicks with. White witch is a very broad term.
Yeah.
But there is also green witches. They work with herbs. A red witch is usually fire witch. They work a lot with candles or incense.
Wow. So I thought I was making a label on it. I was making that up, Amy. I thought I was making that up.
No, it's true.
Oh wow! I thought they were just making that up as like. I didn't realise that. Wow.
That's why there's people that love water, because that's just in their element. They just want to be around water all the time.
Wow.
So a water witch, fire witch, earth witch, the whole thing, it is exactly what it sounds like. That's their element, and they click with it. Like take me for example. I'm a little bit of a what you say, an anomaly, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
I'm Pisces,
Claire
which is a
refers
water
to
sign,
herself
but
as that. Yeah.
I identify with fire.
Yeah.
I have a fire spirit in me, but with the attitude of water.
Yeah. Do you know this? This is interesting because Claire brought this up other day. Just because you're like I'm a Leo, my star sign. Right?
I'm a Libra.
Just because I'm a Leo doesn't necessarily mean is it fire?
So you're all fire.
Yeah, that it does. I mean, I do think I am a fire, but just because I am a Leo, there's different characteristics in different Leos, and they could be more, like you said, on the earth side or the water side or the
air side.
Yeah.
There's your rising, and then there's what's in Venus, and then there's your descending. So
yeah, so it does all. It's just. I could go on and on for hours.
You know, and I'm a Libra, and I mentioned this to John because I'm a Libra, but I've got more fire and air in me than I've got some water. And you said when you came to my house, it was very earthy, Lindsay.
Yeah,
I have no earth in my chart, none.
Yeah,
that's why, because I cover myself in earthy things.
It's gone very quiet in chat, you know. I think they're all frightened that we're going to put a spell on them.
No, I think they're all scared. We're going to
like, oh crap, they've got 2 witches. Run!
I'm going to shoot fireballs from my eyes.
Me too. You know, if we do it in unison, Claire, maybe it'll
work. Maybe it will. I think you know what I think it is at the minute. I think everybody is preoccupied at the minute. I think with what's going off, and that's why we said like tonight we were just going to like try and just keep off subject because. We all need to find that release, and I think sometimes talking about different subjects and different things that are happening, I do find that a lighter way to be thinking. I'm falling asleep over 3 assignments. Oh my God, Scott! Deanna's got 3 assignments to do. Bless him.
You've got plenty of time to do
assignments. I love doing assignments.
Oh, that's it, Scotty. You found a partner. But no, I think it's been an interesting night tonight. I think there's a lot more that we need to discuss and talk about. But yeah, definitely. And I'd like to thank you to Claire and Amy for joining us tonight. And
thank you for having us.
No, it's a big thing. Claire wants to do mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's been really, really interesting, and I'd like to thank you both for joining us. And
thank you.
Spending your time and hours, because we have been on 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 57 seconds. But no, we're definitely going to do this again. And again, I think what we need to do is, I think I need to talk to everybody in daytime who's coming on to chat at night. Or like a day before, so we can sort of like plan like
so next time you don't catch me in my jammies.
Yeah, we don't catch me in your jammies. But no, do you know what I mean? We can like work out a topic that we can all stick to, and then like bring other topics in, and then we're not like jumping back to front all the time. Do you know what I mean? But no, Andy's put really enjoyed it. This more of it. So no, I really enjoy this. I think it's lovely bringing people
it's a subject that's close to my heart anyway, witchcraft, so
whereas though I'm just like
Claire looks like she's had enough.
No,
I'm not.
Claire's,
you know
Claire's
what?
in a world of her own.
No, I was literally just about to burst into song. Defying gravity. I was just thinking, I only had Wicked. I had Wicked in my head, and I don't know why.
Wicked? We'll have a bottle of Wicked. No,
okay, which one of us is Galinda and which one of us is Elphaba?
I'm gonna be Glinda. I have to be Glinda.
Okay.
Why'd you have to be Glinda?
popular.
No, not at all. Because I couldn't cope with half the stuff other one does. That's why.
We could have 2 Glendas. But yeah, Carol, it's been,
Hey,
it's
I'll
been
be
interesting.
Elphaba. She's a lot more powerful. A lot more powerful.
Is she really?
Yeah.
See, these are what we're going to have to bring into as well, then, topics of some of the names of the more powerful ones. And
Broadway.
You do realise it's just a play.
oh, is it just a play?
Wicked. The play.
Oh,
Wicked.
I'm thinking you're talking about
Witches of
something
Oz.
serious.
No,
Do you
Witches
know?
of Oz.
Oh my God! It's time for bed. It's time for bed.
Bless you, Lindsay. Oh, bless.
Do you know? I think I need to go to bed.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, Glinda's like definitely not as powerful as I can't say her name. I wish I could, but I can't.
Elphaba.
Elphaba. And that's just a character in a play. That's not a real witch for people to go and start looking up.
She's the one, yeah, but she's the one that she leads the way.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch Wicked after this. Oh dear. Well, I'm glad you've managed to click off too. I've managed to click off for second time. It's going well tonight. Oh, bless Scott.
He's not having a good night.
You're not having a good night, my lovely. So, right, ladies, just stay where you are for a minute.
Give me your assignments. I need them. I'm bored.
So, right, I would like to say thank
There's
you
homework?
to everybody joining us in chat tonight. And it's goodbye from Claire. Say
Bye. Ta-ta. Cheerio. Cheerio. Laugh. Oh, cheerio.
It's goodbye from Amy.
Ta-ta. Cheerio. Cheerio. Ta-ta. Ta-ta. Ta-ta.
And it's good night from me.
Morty Vicar.
Morty Vicar.
Morty Vicar?
Morty Vicar. Yes, and please join us for tomorrow night because I
I've
think
got
we
that
are
song
going to
in
be
my
doing
head.
experiments maybe in the shed, or if we can, we might even try
I'm
and
allowed
get
out.
If it's allowed out. We might even try and get
We've got to go and find out if we're allowed out.
We're now going to go back.
No, I can tell you no.
No, we're not.
I can tell you no.
Right. No
because
problem.
somebody posted it from their channel and it came up on Lee's phone.
Right. Bill's just put a quick, when I'm listening to someone talk about something I like and interested about learning, I zone into the words and all else fades away. Oh, wow. Bless Bill. I'm glad you've all enjoyed tonight. It is nice. That's lovely. I'm
what they're saying
really
is you
glad.
put them all to sleep.
I know.
It's good. Sleep well.
Dear. You're not John anymore. You're not anymore, John. Essential outings only.
So ghost hunting isn't essential.
Yeah, totally.
It depends on who you ask.
That's it.
Right then, my lovelies. Take care, and we shall see you all tomorrow.
Yep, take care. Good night.
Sweet dreams to those in the UK. Go to bed and have a great day elsewhere.
Love and light and rainbows and sprinkles.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Put it onto that one.
Onto that one, and then